Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Sit up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change.
How many stations does this go out?
You've got to get mad.
67. I know it goes to Louisville and Atlanta.
I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Who are you talking to, Herb?
CGG Atlanta.
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Herb?
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Ted?
But first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
They're yelling in Baton Rouge.
Get up out of your...
Son of a bitch! We struck the mother lode!
Stick your head out of the window, open it, and stick your head out and keep yelling and yell, I'm as mad as hell, I'm not going to take this anymore.
Good morning, everyone. And right, I was like, do I walk out the window?
Nobody's screaming because I got a baby in my arms here, who does not belong to me.
We're gonna put a pin in that for a second because we have questions. But yeah, I hope first of all, hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mayday Network. If you're joining us on Substack, if you're joining us on YouTube, hello, welcome. I am Michelle Kinney. I'm here with Julie Roginski, Lawrence Winterman, and the one and only Dana Dubois from the Daily Whatever Show, who is now they're both part of the Mayday fam now. They're here with us on Saturdays when they can make it, and we're so happy, and we're so honored.
We love you.
So happy. And I hope everyone enjoyed that clip from Network, which came out in 1976. It is 2026. That was 50 years ago. And that's why in the beginning I wrote, the more things change, the more things stay the same, because you could do that now and you could set this in 2026 and it would be exactly the same. Maybe add a phone.
Except there wouldn't be a window people were yelling out of.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be TikTok streams.
It would be all over
And
social
Instagram.
media.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm putting something together for another show we're doing, and I came across it. I mean, obviously I'd known about it, but I Googled, great speeches about journalism and film and television and stuff. And that came up and I was like, oh my God. So I wanted to share that with everyone this morning because I don't know about you, but I am mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. And I think it's time. Right. I mean, I also think we're not mad enough at the same time. And so since we spend 99% of our time being mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore, we also need a little bit of time to
Reset.
reset and stay sane. So with that said, Julie, did you have a baby?
Well, so I got a dog last week and now I have a baby this week. No. This is the weirdest story. Until 10 minutes ago, I had never met this baby. So I was about to I was about to get ready for the show. The reason we're a few minutes late is because I was a few minutes late. And we have, we're in Pennsylvania at our house. We have a pool. And the pool guys were here to open it, who I've actually never met. My husband's the one who deals with the pool guys. And it's this couple, this wonderful couple. So my husband said to me, "Oh, you've got to go up to see the pool people." And I was like, "I got to do the show." He's like, "Just go up and see the pool people for a second. They have somebody you should see." So I go up there, and in our pool house is a little baby carrier with a sleeping baby in it. And of course, my womb starts to hurt, and my uterus starts to hurt, and I'm like,
God.
baby must immediately have a baby, because it's not enough that I have a dog who kept me up all night because he's a puppy and she doesn't know where to pee. And so I'm like, oh my God, the baby. And this little baby, his name is Ralph. And his mom was like, his dad was like, "Do you want to hold him?" I was like, "Of course I do," because clearly, of course I do. And this baby just immediately starts, look at him. He starts snuggling up next to me. He's like, puts his head in my neck. And I was like, okay, I'm clearly not giving this baby back. And so I said to the parents, I was like, "Can I keep holding the baby?" They're like, "You can take the baby for all we care." So I was like, "Oh, I got to do the show." So I walked down with the baby, and I don't even know where his parents are. This baby, again, stranger to me 10, 15 minutes ago. And now he and I are bonded for life, and I'm never giving him back. And little Ralph is the cutest. And I wish you could see his little cute face. He's right now, like, just kind of, I think he's trying to breastfeed, except that I'm not the right person to do that with. So
My God.
That baby is
mean-
so cute. It makes my uterus hurt. Okay.
Yeah.
exactly. And he's got the baby smell, and he's so cute.
Oh man.
And
You got
now-
bad, Julie. This is it.
You guys, I'm not good.
They're not getting that baby back.
I'm not getting that baby back. And now, of course, I'm like, I want a baby, but yet it's, of course, like, not going to happen. But,
Yeah.
oh my God. You guys, I can't even tell you. I wish you could smell this baby. He's got the little milky baby smell, and he's just.
He's so little and he's so calm. Is he like, how old is this baby?
Well, I will tell you everything I know about him. His name is Ralph. He's 2 months old, and he's 14 pounds. He's a big baby.
yeah, he looks older, but the way he's like so comfortable with a stranger speaks to the fact that he's probably a little older. I mean, I'm sorry, not a stranger, with his new mom.
His parents, I don't know what happened to them, but hopefully they'll never come back for him. So we will now have a new dog and a new baby. And he's the sweetest. He's such a good boy. I can't.
Yeah, I'm marveling at how quiet he is.
Yeah. That's
I
kind of
have to tell you guys, I'm like a baby whisperer. Like
Clearly.
babies and dogs love me. I don't know why, but babies and dogs are like, I can calm any dog and baby down. Like I'm in the wrong business, because all I should do is like go from house to house and be like, "Do you have a baby who's screaming? Give him to me."
Oh my gosh, that is a magical talent, and it just
I don't
speaks
know
to your
why.
inner calm.
Well,
That, like, they
I
sense
have
that.
0 inner calm, so it's hilarious that you say that.
I know. I have a very riled up dog here who could use your support.
My dog kept me up all night because
Oh, sorry.
she is brand new. And anyway, you guys, how are you?
It's so good. It's been a couple weeks
yeah.
since we took off for the holiday, and I was out of town the week before that. So it is so good to see your faces, and I'm looking forward to. We have so much to talk about. I feel like this might be a very long show.
We talk about Lawrence being on Joy Reid yesterday and how
Yes.
Michelle, I tried to make some clips, and I've still got some learning to do. They didn't
Oh
turn
no.
out.
Oh, no.
But I will figure it
teach you.
out,
I will
and
teach you.
yeah,
Okay.
it was
Let me
it was
open up. Is it on Substack?
it's on. I know that it's on YouTube.
Okay, let me find it. Okay.
Yeah, but tell the people why you were hanging out with Joey Reid yesterday, Lawrence.
Yeah, so I have written 2 essays for Blue Ant Media over the course of the last couple of weeks about AI and the way that it's being rolled out and the implications for us. And the most recent article came out on Thursday. It's called "This is not a recession, it's worse." And it's essentially my analysis of where the economy is at right now, how we're kind of living in this cushion period between all of the products that got shipped before the war started and what's going to happen when that inventory runs out, and how simultaneous to this, it's pretty apparent that we're entering a recession. The only thing that is keeping us from truly being in a recession right now is the $650 billion that the AI frontier labs, the Magnificent Seven, are spending on AI infrastructure build out, like data centers. And it's this weird thing because we're spending all of this money on AI data centers. That's propping up the economy right now. But when all those data centers come online, part of what they're going to do is replace humans because the AI models are so good right now. They're kind of at this so-so technology stage where they're good enough to replace humans. They're not good enough to create new kinds of work for humans to do instead. So it's just kind of this string of little bombs that are being set up in the economy. And I wanted people to understand kind of where we're at with that and what it means, because we should be mad as hell. You should stand up and go to your window and scream, "I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore," because decisions are being made about the shape of the American economy and the future of humanity that we are not being invited to participate in any way.
Well, it's interesting that you say this. I was talking to, I don't want to tell you the name because I don't want to, that was not a conversation that maybe he wants me to repeat, but I was talking to somebody who I used to work for, who is if you Googled my biography, you'll probably figure it out. But somebody who was a very, very, very high ranking person on Wall Street back in the day, who I used to work for when he went into politics after Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
He and I were speaking, not Phil Murphy. He and I were speaking.
I know who you're talking about.
He and I were speaking maybe last week, and I just asked him. He's very funny. You never ask him about where and how to invest because he'll never give you that advice. But I just said to him, I go, is the market the market seems to be up when all the other indicators are down, and what's that about? Yeah. And he said, and he's right. I mean, this is not anything that we don't know, that there are like 5 or 6 stocks propping up the market.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nvidia is one of them. It's all these tips for all these AI data, for AI, and once that all collapses, or maybe not, but I mean, it's not like the market is spread across earnings across every sector.
That's right.
And the reality is that it's just it's scary. And unless you bought into Nvidia or any of these other stocks early, the way people bought into Apple, it's going to be a problem for you. And I don't want to talk about this on Saturday because it's depressing and we're trying to reset. But Lawrence, your point is so well taken. And since you did the show on a Friday when we should be scared about everything going on, I think people should go to, is it on you guys posted it? Did you post it on your own?
We haven't posted it to Daily Whatever Show yet. Thanks to Substack's little change, I didn't get invited on Substack. It shows up on YouTube, and so we'll have to go download it and clip it and put it on Daily Whatever Show. But being on Joy Show was a blast. She was such a treat. The other guest, his name was Christopher Farley, which Dana and I had to giggle about afterwards. He was really, really brilliant, talking about a book that he's written about AI. And Joy is just such a delight to talk to. So that was kind of a, career highlight so far, shall we say.
I have it here. I don't know exactly what I'm playing, so we'll just kind of stop it when it feels right. But here it is on the YouTubies. Here we go.
Water and poisoning the air and causing sound pollution all over the country. If you take that out, the U.S. economy, 0 growth last year, none. That is just one of many terrifying things that I read in a recent piece on Substack by a guy named Lawrence Winterman, who warns that we are in something worse than a recession. And joining me now is our friend Chris Farley, author of Who Knows You by Heart, a book the New York Times has called an era-defining novel, as well as the aforementioned Lawrence Winterman, founder of Peptiding, COO of Blue Amp Media, and an essayist and novelist on Substack. Thank you both for being here. I want to start with the threats of AI. Chris, I'm going to start with you on this first. What do you make of the post?
No offense to Chris, but we're going to go to Lawrence talking.
Probably, yeah. Chris was great, but he gave a long answer there.
I'm just fast
Well,
forwarding.
also this guy named Lawrence Winterman. You're Lawrence Winterman.
I know.
that's
I
me.
put that in the chat. This guy named Lawrence Winterman.
Like, no. It is
He's
the
this exotic beast.
It is the Lawrence Winterman, Joy. I don't like that.
Because you agreed with part of what Chris just said about the AI people really not having a plan for this post-human world they're producing. But you also wrote, you quoted that I can assure you quoted Andrew Ross Sorkin from CNBC. I can assure you, unfortunately, I wish I wasn't saying this, we will have the crash. But you said that you take AI out, there's no economy, and therefore we're going to have a crash. Please explain more.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I was researching this article, and let me be clear, I'm just a guy, right? Like I'm a Gen X dude who is kind of wondering why his tech job of 25 years mysteriously went away 2 years ago. And as I have dug deeper into AI, I have begun to realize it's because the models that they are building now in these AI frontier labs, the big labs that are doing the most advanced work on AI, those jobs are knowledge worker jobs, basically. The models are essentially mirrors of American tech knowledge workers. And so as I've been digging in and learning more, I've become simultaneously more excited about AI. I've been using AI to do some incredible things with a website I'm building, and more terrified that nobody has a plan. And I think Christopher's point is really well taken, that these tech oligarchs, they just know that they want to be first. They know that they want the biggest and best model, that the kind of holy grail they're all searching after is artificial general intelligence, which is the moment when an AI model becomes better, as good or better than humans at everything. We should all be scared of that moment, because we will ultimately be replaceable, and we currently are. As many people are finding out in the tech sector and beyond, middle management, middle class careers can be eliminated by AI.
Whew. Well, first of all, Lawrence, well done.
Friend, that's called propanolol.
Because you guys said that to us in the chat yesterday. We were texting about this yesterday, the four of us, and I had to look it up. What is propanolol? I don't know.
Propanolol is a beta blocker. It was originally prescribed for people with heart issues, but it has this amazing ability to just render you preternaturally calm. So moments where you might have cortisol spikes and adrenaline spikes are a little more manageable.
Yeah.
And I took a couple.
It's so funny you say that, Lawrence, because I had a doctor thing a couple weeks ago, and they were going through all the medications, and you're on and they were like, what is it? How do you say it again? Propanolol. They're like, you're what? And they kind of looked at me, and I was like, oh, that's from, okay. I was like, so I was on MSNBC, and I was really nervous, and they kind of looked at me like, what? I was like, no.
All right.
I was like, I did MSNBC one time because I was launching our super PAC, and I'd never been on TV before. And I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. And I woke up that morning like, I'm going to throw up. Yes, it was the TV part, but also the launching of the thing. And you're talking about your thing, right, Lawrence? And you're like, this thing that I did, and I have to present it to all these people. And it's really nerve wracking. So and for that reason, if you ever watch the clip, which I hope you won't ever watch the second segment, because I was not prepared and I had no idea what I was talking about, and just drifted off into just talking about nothing. And I saw the look on Nicole Wallace's face, like, oh, you didn't answer the question. I'm going to ask Tara now. It was embarrassing. Anyways, but the first segment, I was like, killing it. And thanks to that drug. Thank you.
Yeah, the fact that Julie doesn't know what propanolol is and is a super pro who goes on TV all the time, just huge respect, Julie.
Well, that's the secret to TV, you guys. Legitimately, which should take away any necessity for any drugs when you go on TV. Like everybody's faking it. Like everybody's faking it.
Mhm.
Legitimately. Like the anchors are faking it, the guests are faking it in the sense that like like the whole key about TV, and I have to say I worked for Roger Ailes, who I had many differences with, but he was a genius at television and he taught me
Mhm.
something that's truly like I impart it to you so that you don't have the need for a panel. It's all about authenticity. It's all about being yourself. And each of us on this show and I'm in the chat are awesome in our own way. And if we just don't pretend to be anybody that we're not, you're going to be fine. Like Lawrence, what you said, you're like, I'm just a guy who wondered what is like, you know, what happened to his career of 20 something years. Like that is,
Relatable.
that is a kind of authenticity that people value because,
Yep.
and we do it on, you know, we do it on our shows every day. Like
Mhm.
no difference between being, you know, I'm like, granted, I wouldn't probably be bringing a baby on air at NBC, but honestly, maybe somebody had a
They
baby.
should, I know they should normalize it, quite frankly.
I
Especially
mean,
for
these are normalized because I recommend it, you guys. I'm so calm right now. This little baby is
can-
right out of my chest.
I can like see the peace emanating off of you. And
For
I think
sure.
just to there's a few folks in the chat on Substack who are like, is that an adorable little person attending the show? Yes, that is Julie's new baby named Ralph.
That is not my new baby. I wish it were my new baby.
For the next hour or so, maybe it's your new baby.
It is our pool people's new baby who I'd never met the parents before and I'd never met the baby before. And 10 minutes before the show, I was handed this baby to snuggle with. And so I said, what the hell? I'll bring this baby for everybody to meet. His name is Ralph. And he's the cutest. And I wish you could see his little smiley face because he's smiling as he's sleeping right now. But he's such a good boy and he's such a calm boy. And as somebody whose baby was not particularly calm when I had him, I'm very jealous of Ralph's parents because I'm sure they get a lot more sleep than I did back in the day.
Oh, he's so sweet. And as
I can't wait to see
someone wrote earlier in the chat, and I apologize that I can't remember who put this in the YouTube chat, that he's the reason we're all here and we're all fighting. Like, what a good reminder to have.
What a great point. What a great point. We want Ralph to grow up to have a job and not have it be taken by AI.
Yeah.
Ralph to be able to attend college and be able to afford it if he so chooses to do that. He might not, but if he does, we want him to be able to have that opportunity. And we want Ralph to grow up in a really kind country where people treat him like this. Strangers treat him the way I'm treating him now and don't call him the R word or the F word or whatever other word Donald Trump has normalized.
Yeah.
That's all we're talking about here.
I predict that Ralph is going to grow up to be a podcaster. He's going to be like, I don't know why, man. I just feel really compelled.
Feel it.
Right. Like it's in my bones.
I just feel so authentic on air. It's all about authenticity. So
I'm going to run into Ralph on the street, having not seen him for 20 years. Like, why do I feel this kinship to this woman? Why do I need to?
Right.
No.
hug her and snuggle in on her neck.
Julie, you were talking about how everyone's faking it. I feel like every time I watch cable news that it's not that everyone's saying the same thing, but everyone's saying the same thing over and over and over, hour after hour. And a lot of the people who go on TV, and I'm like, God bless, you're all so good at it, but it's everyone kind of has the same riffs, you know what I mean? And I think about this, like when I was a performer, I was in a band with Lala Brooks, who is the lead singer of the Crystals. And she sang to do Run Run and whatever. That part doesn't matter. But the whole rest of the band were a bunch of young folks like me, and I was in my 20s. And we used to joke about like how we all, like the singers, we all had like little riffs that we always would do, or like it, and it always impressed the audience. And every single time they would all be like, oh. And so the saxophone player, he'd be like, oh, I got this. And so he's like, plays it for us. He's like, I do it every time they lose their minds. And it's the same riff. And he would do it every show. And like people would go absolutely crazy for it. But it's preparation and it's habit. And that's also like years and years of practicing. And that's years and years of training and studying to be able to do that. Right.
It's true. So like,
yeah.
If I had to think back to my very earliest Fox appearances, which was now in 2000, that was a long time ago, over 20 years ago now that I think of it. God, that was 2004, you guys. So that was a long time ago. But like, if I think about what I was like then now, I'm sure I sucked. Like I haven't they're on a VHS tape somewhere, so I have no idea where, like, or on some DVD.
Well, you know that I've gone the deep dives into Julian.
I know, but I don't think those deep dives are even around online because they're so old. But then you kind of realize, like, I think what people truly, and this is why I love what we do, you guys, and what you guys do on the Daily Whatever show, and why I so prefer this versus like MS or CNN or all these other places, is like, it's all like we just sit around and riff, right? And we're just having these conversations as friends. And everybody in this chat has become a friend. And we, as I said the other day, we know about people in the chat. We know about problems that you're having at home. We know about your health challenges. We know about stuff that's going on in your lives. You never have that on TV. When you're on TV, you're basically staring into a camera and you're talking, and the only way people can really respond to you in real time is if they tweet at you or social media and you happen to look down on your phone. But like, it's not this ongoing like community. So
Yeah.
This is why I think linear cable's dead.
Well, that and other reasons. Yeah.
It's a one-way stream. I mean, as we're talking, I'm writing back to folks in the chat. Hi, I've got both the Substack window and the YouTube window open because the tech bros who've decided to move fast and break things, which Jane just brought up in the chat again, that expression, have decided, okay, only 3 at a time on Substack, and YouTube and Substack, we can't merge your universal chat. So we have all these different disparate locations, but when they're making it harder for us to maintain connection, but we're making the effort because that's
you know what, Rosie said something in chat. I wish I could click and put it on the screen, but I can't because my hands are full. But you said, Rosie said, we are cheers, where everybody knows your name. Totally. This is like a bar. I mean, if you want to pull up with a drink in your hand, Rosie, I don't know what time it is in Australia, probably drinking time because you guys always drink in Australia. But the point is, like, it's true. Like, we all, I don't know. I just, having now done this basically every day and then doing TV, a few times a week, there's such a qualitative difference. And I so don't like doing TV anymore, aside from the hair and makeup that you get, which now they don't even give you that for the most part. But like, you go into a studio, the lighting is perfect. You look better. Like, I'm not wearing my glasses there. Obviously I brush my hair. Like, I don't, but aside from the lighting in the studio, it's just not, yeah.
Cynthia says Substack live chat is ass. I don't disagree.
She's not wrong.
She is not wrong.
And changes, you guys, it's going to force all of us onto a different platform. And I don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah, agreed. I really think we need to organize and have a coordinated pushback because it's impacting everybody's shows. Daily Whatever show, all the stuff on Blue Amp, all your stuff on Mayday. Like, if we can't have more than 3 people invited to the chat, like, why?
Do they get why? Do they explain why they're doing that, Lauren?
Not a word, not a peep.
It's just, I'm sure it's just
I have
greed.
theories.
Yeah, we've got theories. I do know that they reached out to Blue Amp recently and said, hey, what can we do? What can we do to entice you to stop using StreamYard and use the Substack video tools? Okay. And we were like, don't suck. How about that? Like, start there. Like, don't be shitty.
This is like the clunkiest platform, Substack. Listen, there's lots of great stuff happening there. There's lots of great writing and conversations and all of that. But the platform itself is like not functional. It sucks. It's really, I mean, it's glitchy half the time. They still have not created a way to stream directly to places like StreamYard. You have to do this whole backdoor sort of thing. It's a pain in the ass.
And they're clearly doing it. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, if we did this through Substack, could we invite more than 3 people? Is that the whole point?
Not anymore.
So what's the point?
We never could. That's why, like, the Daily Whatever show is, we're an upstart, and we initially moved to StreamYard not because we had amazing videos like Michelle makes. It was simply because you could only have 3 on a live, and we were like, we want to be able to bring more people on. That's why we paid for StreamYard and bothered to learn all the integration. We're on YouTube now. We're tiny on YouTube because we haven't nurtured that space yet, but we're planning to now. We're telling our audience to go follow us there because they took away the ability to put more than 3 through StreamYard. There has never been the ability to have more than 3 on Substack. I suspect it's coming, and that's why they turned it off, because I think Substack's goal is to be a walled garden. They don't want us streaming
It
on
is.
multiple platforms. They want the entire, like, to just be like, we're the ecosystem, baby. You don't need to go anywhere else. And some for the top creators on Substack, that's probably profitable and smart to do. But for the rest of us, it's gonna hurt us. I just think it's expensive to run video, and they were like, we don't need all these smaller publications running these massive ones with all these people on. But yeah, it's painful to have a functionality that we have had, that everybody has had, that's helped all of us grow, and then have it be like, not anymore, and with no warning. Like, we went to start the live, and Lawrence, who thank God is more technically savvy with running the integration between StreamYard and Substack, was like, no, not happening. No word. We're about to go on air. Like, what?
Right. And
How
no
can we take
notification.
this
So I was like,
seriously?
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's me. Like maybe they banned me from inviting more than 3 people.
All of us. And
Yeah.
it's frustrating because it used to be that I could invite everybody on this chat to
Yeah.
that. And it's a shame because you should be able to stream this to your respective audiences. Like it actually improves Substack because it just brings more people into the community. I don't know what.
Exactly.
Anyway,
The rising tide's lifting all boats.
exactly. And that's, you know what, that's the other thing. That's the beauty of what we do, which I truly love, which is that on cable, if you're on at, I'm going to make this up. If you're watching Abby Phillip at 10 p.m., that better yet, if you're watching Anderson Cooper at 8 p.m.,
Yeah.
then you're not watching Chris Hayes. And then you're not watching Jesse Waters. Not that you should ever be watching Jesse Waters. So the point is, like, everybody's competing with each other. Whereas on Substack, it doesn't matter. Like if you guys do the Daily Whatever show at 10, and Michelle and I stream something also at 10, which we tried never ever to do because we never want to ever. Everybody here should be watching Dana and Lawrence at 10 a.m. Eastern every Monday through Friday. Or you guys have an announcement you're going to make in a minute. But I also like, the beauty is, even if you do that, people can then watch it later. Like you could just go to YouTube later and watch it. You go to Substack later and watch it. Whereas cable is such competition, and I don't like that because there's sometimes I like Anderson Cooper a lot. I like Chris Hayes a lot. Sometimes I want to watch what both of them have to say.
Yep.
So Julie Roginski is the baby sedative. It's true. This is a good baby. Look at how long I've had him.
I cannot believe that's a real. I'm pretty sure that's a doll of a baby and not a real baby.
Right.
Because
It's like one of those really like lifelike babies that they use on TV now. Do you know what I mean? You know
Yes.
what I'm talking about?
This baby
That actually are a little freaky.
warm and snuggly, and I can't. Literally, my womb hurts. I want a baby so much. But then again, I also said I wanted another dog so much. And at 2 a.m. this morning, I truly realized what a bad mistake that is. So I probably
she'll get bigger, Julie. She'll learn, and it'll be okay.
I actually have a call with a dog trainer.
Did you call Craig's people?
I did.
Oh,
Good,
good,
I have an appointment today, but they want me to set her up to some farm up in Connecticut for like 2 weeks, which is more expensive than I think summer camp would be for my son.
I did that with my dog when I first got her because I'd never had a dog, and I was like, I don't know how to train a dog, and I sent her to like a boarding. Don't do it. No.
Why?
It worked when she was there. She was great. And then she came home with me, and the place was like an hour away. And they were like, you can come back for training anytime you want. And I was like, I'm not going to come. It was like an hour on a day when there was no traffic.
Right.
And I think you know the pace of my life. So not like they were really, she was really well trained for that trainer. But as soon as we got home, I mean.
Cynthia Rice, if you're the dachshund whisperer, please tell me what to do because this dog is peeing on every carpet. She is literally she's chewing up all of my sneakers.
That's just like a puppy thing.
Well, puppy, I don't mind the chewing up the sneakers. She's teething, but like she's got baby teeth. But like and I just want to make sure she's a sweet little girl and she's adorable. But I just can't wake up every 2 hours. I'm so tired, guys.
I mean, having a puppy is like having a toddler. It really is.
No, having a baby.
It's like having a newborn with the
wake
ups.
Newborn's easier. By the way, this puppy and this kid are about the same age. And look at how much calmer. If you saw what was going on in my house with this puppy running around like crazy.
Yeah.
And my other dog, Hagrid, all jealous watching me hold this baby. He's not liking it at all.
Yeah, I
I
was
gotta
so
say, in the half hour we've had Ralph, he hasn't tweeted anything on Truth Social. He
Nothing.
hasn't started a war. I'm voting for Ralph for president. I mean,
Yeah.
he's better
Ralph
than Trump.
2028.
Future's in good hands.
I do want to say hello to some of the people over at Substack because I'm watching the chat too. I want to say hello to our friend Ellie Leonard, who's in our
What's up,
chat.
Ellie?
And I also, again, speaking of people, we want, the more the merrier, like in terms of the rising tide lifts all boats. Please go and follow her, subscribe to her Substack. She is doing
Yes.
reporting on the Epstein files that very, very few people are even coming close to. And she came on our podcast a couple of weeks ago. Just one of the best conversations that I have had. I mean, all the conversations we have are great, but the most memorable. And I was like, we could stay on for hours.
And she's a great person.
Right. Also, like the nicest, most authentic human who has ever lived. So you should know Ellie.
100%. Did you guys watch last night as she was on reading the Epstein files?
Ellie.
No, I missed that.
Ellie's still watching. Ellie, what you're doing.
Oh, she's here.
Because I can't see because my hands are full. But but Ellie went, and so did I, to read the Epstein files a few weeks ago downtown to the Donald J. Trump and Jeffrey Epstein memorial reading room, whatever it's called, down in Tribeca, New York City. I read for about 20 minutes and I thought my throat was going to give out because
baby. Look how we all gasped.
Baby.
No, look at how good this baby is. Oh, but Ellie's actually.
Oh, is he bopping? Is he bopping?
Nope. He's okay. He's okay. He's good. He's good.
Oh.
Just rearranging. You're a good boy. No.
Okay, that sound is making my uterus hurt now too.
I didn't know I had one.
Oh no. Oh no.
I get it, kid. I feel that way all the time. I wake up, I realize he's still president, and I do that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
Oh my God, Julie, you are a baby whisperer. That was
real.
Good with babies.
That was some serious magic right there.
I'm good with babies.
Do you all remember that scene in the movie Children of Men?
No.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I saw Children of Men like a half a second before I got pregnant with my first. Like I don't remember the timeline, but it was right around then. And there's the premise of the show, the movie, it's dystopian. And there's been some crazy flu that's hit and it's killed all of the youth and all of the pregnant moms lose their babies. And so you when the movie starts, you were in a world where the youngest person in the world is 18 and has just died. And the entire world is grief because like this person represented a final hope. And I won't go into the whole movie, but partway through, there's a woman who the protagonist finds out is pregnant, but she's a refugee. And no one knows how or why she managed to hold on to a pregnancy, but he helps her deliver the baby under dire circumstances. And there's war outside and fighting, but there's the scene, and I think it's all shot as one clip where she walks out holding the baby. Yeah. And all of the fighting stops and it's just silence and like reverence. I know, as this baby and the mom walk through the war to the other side and everyone pauses. I have goosebumps too. And then as soon as she's through, all the fighting starts again and they have to run for it. But there's this pause because everyone feels the hope of a new life. And I was like, I want to have a baby. That was when I was like, okay, no, I'm positive I want to have a child. It'll be hard, but I'm certain. And I think we're all feeling a moment of hope because of Ralph. Like that's what babies represent.
It's funny you say that because I think a lot about that movie. Yeah. And I think a lot about this article that I'm going to show you guys that was written. Oh no. That was written in Vulture in 2016. Okay. So I'm going to put this up on screen.
Back in the olden days.
Back in the olden times. This was written 10 years ago.
Nice.
Okay.
Vulture. Future shock. Director Alfonso Cuarón, I hope I'm saying that right, revisits Children of Men, his overlooked 2006 masterpiece. So at that time, it was 10 years old. So now we're looking 20 years back and an article that's 10 years back.
Okay.
which might be the most relevant film of our dark new century. And this was written by Abraham Reisman. And I'll put the link to this in here, but basically goes through, like, now in 2016, Children of Men is having a remarkable resurgence, not just because of its 10th anniversary, but because of its unsettling relevance at the conclusion of this Annus Horribilis. There have been glowing reappraisals on grounds both sociopolitical, hold on, I need my glasses. Sociopolitical, hold on, there's a whole thing, and artistic. I'm just trying not to read. Okay. It's getting kind of online attention it sorely lacked 10 years ago, generating recent headlines like the Syrian refugee crisis is our Children of Men moment. And are we living in the dawning of Alfonso Cuarón's Children of Men? Like, I remember reading this in 2016.
I have never heard of this movie in my life.
Whoa.
Really? Oh my God.
God.
Who's in it?
It's Clive Owen.
Okay.
God, he's so good. And I'm hold on, I'm looking.
Isn't Lupita in this?
Oh God, if that it's no, Julianne Moore is in it.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
that's great.
Michael Caine.
Yes.
Caine. Wow.
Julianne Moore's scene, by the way, again, I'm not going to give it away, but like,
Extraordinary.
is another extraordinary piece of like filmmaking. It is one single shot, one continuous shot, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And honestly, too, I mean, it also touches on, you know, to Dana's point about the infertility crisis that is happening in a time when there is war, when there is sickness, when there is, oh my God, the baby. And you know,
to burp a baby. I haven't burped a baby in like 14 years, but we're gonna do our best.
He's
Hi,
like,
there's the little face.
I love that wide-eyed, like, what am I seeing? What's going on?
because this I don't know this house. I've never been here.
Right.
Like, who's this woman? Why is she holding me? And I
know
never seen her before. We'll never probably see her again. Oh, what a good burp! Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was great.
Burp.
That was epic.
Hey, you guys, do you have an announcement you want to make?
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
You want to do this, Lawrence? Shall I do this?
Here's the gist. We've been doing the Daily Whatever show for 5 days a week for the last year plus a couple months. And we love it. It has been one of the best experiences, I think, of both of our lives. And we want a summer vacation. So we're going to take a little summer break and only broadcast on Fridays. So we've got 2 more weeks of shows. And then we will do Effed Up Friday every Friday over the summer. And then mid-September, we'll come back in some format. We're kind of going to use the time to plan and be strategic. Dana, fill in what I missed.
You pretty well covered it, of course. This was not a decision we took lightly. Like when I say this has been a life-changing thing for me, for us, like it has been. We had no idea when we spontaneously were like, we're going to do this show, that it would build the community it has and move our lives in the way that it has. I think we're simply acknowledging that our time, our creative spirit is finite. And especially with the 5:30 a.m. wake up every day, it has been, we've just hit a point where we need to step back in order to figure out what's next. We have all these ideas. We actually we took a couple days off this week to do kind of like teacher workshop day, like if we're going to continue the school metaphor of summer vacation. And we discussed all these great ideas and we were like, we so want to do all of this, but we're too tapped out to simultaneously run the show and also do the work it would take to learn the tools we need, all the things. And so we were like, we debated the idea of a full-on summer break and that just felt too hard. We were like, we need to keep doing this. And our Friday show, which you have both been on, Effed Up Friday. We're not going to.
Love Effed Up Friday. People are not watching. They should.
It is the best. It's our weekly news rundown. We always bring a guest on and we each pitch what we think are the most fucked up news stories of the week. And then it's a competition. We have our audience vote. And we were talking as we were planning for this summer of like, the amazing archive that we have of how the news has wound down and how I tend to talk about feminist and women oriented stories. Lawrence tends to talk about more national, US news stories. And we're like, my God, the 1 year story that we have there of everything that's happening and as it's devolving, like we've each kind of written a book. But there's no time to look back because we're so busy moving forward. So this is the longer, a little behind the scenes of the very succinct way Lawrence put it. We are simply going to take a bit of time this summer. We're going to continue to talk about the news each week with a guest. I hope you all will join us. I'm sure we're going to be hitting you up to come on. And we each have huge creative worlds on our own. Me as a memoir writer, and I am looking to write a proposal for a book. Need to make space for that. Lawrence, of course, has amazing political creative essays like got him on Joy Reid this week and is launching a whole business enterprise called Peptidings that he really needs to put some time and energy into. So we are giving one another the gift of like, let's take a few months so that we have some space and some sleep to get this work done and figure out what's next. And we will be back full steam ahead for the new school year. Oh yeah, and I'm also sending my first child off to college. I need help in the fall. So I just
enjoy that time,
Oh my gosh.
You guys, we get it because we had the morning shift for a while,
and it honestly killed me.
Burned us out. It was just a lot to do that and everything else we were trying to do. So we get it, and I think people people on this chat know it's so much work to bring all this content to folks, right? And especially for those who also write and hold babies and send babies off to college, and
yes.
I know. It's like if people even knew, it's like, oh my God.
It's just a lot of stuff going on. And so I guess what I want to say is the fact that you kept this going for so long is already just an incredible testament to stamina, especially if I know, Dana, that is insane for where you are. I mean, you're in the West Coast. And and so take the summer off. We are kind of also thinking about what more kind of, what kind of content we want to bring versus what we have been bringing.
So, I mean, and that's what it's all about, right? You that's the cool thing about doing this here and not being, beholden to corporate overlords and things like that, telling you, I saw a great clip the other day from a filmmaker whose name I forgot, and I'm so sorry about that. So credit to you. That audience comes last in a lot of ways when creatively, right? It's like, and I not to sound disrespectful to an audience that shows up, but it's like creatively, like you have to make things that you like and that move you. And because of that, it is authentic and people will see that, people will gravitate towards that and people will like it. If it's true to you, right? And so the cool thing about doing this work in this kind of space is that you can figure out what works and what doesn't for you and for your audience. Because I mean, obviously, if you're loving something and you're doing it, and it's taking a lot out of you, like we were doing that morning show, and at the end of the day, I was like, we have an audience for this, but oh my God, I'm dying. Like I don't have anything left. I can't make videos that are cool. I can't do social. I can't be clipping. Like I can't clip the show every day. OMG. I mean, it takes like an hour and a half to clip a show. It's a lot of work.
We never clip our show beyond what Substack is just doing automatically. And it's so interesting you say that because this was part of like the strategic thinking we were doing of like 95% of we do is simply in the moment and it's ephemera and it goes away. We have a trove of amazing moments over the last 15 months. Like you would not believe, we would not believe if we went back and watched it, but it's really not, it makes no strategic sense to only have it be ephemera. And if we are putting like all of our heart and soul into all of this work, we need to also be thinking about promoting what's about to come up and then sharing it with people afterwards, right? Like we love doing this over network TV, but on network TV, there's a staff that does everything. Like Michelle produces the
Right.
show every day, you all.
Oh,
And
you guys have no idea what Michelle does. Michelle
yeah.
is on the show and produces the show. I mean,
Yep.
Yes.
Michelle is the most creative person I know. So there is, and Patricia, yes, his diaper is bulging. He's been pooping as we speak. You might.
I did. I was like, I thought I heard.
Yeah. He's pooped a couple times.
Oh my God, I love that. It is.
Good
We
job,
joke
Ralph.
about like the interns will be doing this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a joke though. Like, in addition to being the on-air personalities and doing this work we love in real time, we're 20 people's jobs.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And so
1,000%.
the pause to be like, how to do this smarter and kind of who. I love the fact that we've been able to get on air and get just online as writers and be like, who are we and what are we doing? And right now, too many things.
Mm-hmm.
So the quieting to be like,
Yeah.
okay, refocus, and what are our core missions as individuals, and what's the core mission of the Daily Whatever show, and to take some hikes, like just
Yeah.
going offline last weekend to go to Whidbey Island. Like first day in the shower, I was like, oh my God, I know what my brand statement is as a writer. I know how to kind of integrate what it like. Bing, it's there, and it took just stepping away for a day or two. Like
Dana, I cannot agree with you more. I read a quote by I'm like forgetting everyone's name today. The founder of Spanx.
oh yeah,
and
I'm forgetting her name too.
Yeah,
But
and she talked about, she's like, in order to be creative, you have to create space to be
Yes.
creative. Like if
Yep.
you are not
Sarah
creating
Blakely.
Sarah Blakely, if you are not creating the space, if you are not creating the silence and the
Yes.
just like alone time or time just doing something else, like for me sometimes that's, well, not maybe walking around New York because that does take a lot of brain power, but like doing a puzzle or watching a movie I've
Yes.
seen 50,000 times, like it's whatever it is to you, right? And it's like you have to do these things. And like, when I worked at LP, there was a couple people that were responsible for most of like the ideation, right, of like a lot of the ads,
Mhm.
right? And one of those people was my boss. And I remember him getting so busy and so overwhelmed. And like, in addition to being creative director, I was also his assistant. So I placed all the ad. I mean, I did everything. It was too much probably. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is that he was so overwhelmed all the time doing fundraising, doing, outreach to things, to like doing that. Like by the time it came to writing a script, he's like, I got nothing. I have nothing. And that stalls the work, right? I mean, like that's the whole point. But
1,000%.
how
Yep.
do you be the CEO? How do you be the CEO and forward facing person for a brand that constantly needs momentum, constantly needs support?
Yeah.
So it needs you, it needs your presence, but also it needs your creative juices too. And it's a very, very hard balance to strike.
Yeah.
Very
Giving you
difficult.
all the snaps. You
Yeah.
get it.
Absolutely. And I will just say this, Dana, you mentioned the shower. Like I do my best thinking in the shower because there's nothing else to distract me, right? Your
Right.
phone's
It's like the one time of day when you're like,
you can't look at your
I'm
phone.
at peace, the water is hot,
Yeah.
smells good from the soap, and suddenly brain is like, oh, I'm happy. And here's an idea. Why don't you do it like this?
Right.
Yes.
I had these same.
True,
Mary, if you're listening and not watching, Mary sent a comment that says, this is an American concept that I alone can do the work. And thus, if I'm not working, I am not valuable. And this is Michelle adding on my comment here is that is the foundation of the American experiment is slave labor.
Right.
And
Right.
Yeah.
And so therefore it is a deeply a part of our values to constantly be working to have value as a human being.
Yep.
It really sucks.
And I had an immediate experience of this just this past week, right? I went to Chicago last weekend. I was offline, completely disconnected.
Woohoo!
Driving home, I had a 3-hour drive home. listening to music, singing at the top of my lungs. I'm not a singer, but I love to sing in the car.
You're an entertainer.
I mean, yeah. And I came up with the framework for the article that I wrote that, got me invited to be on Joy Reid. So like, it's a real thing that you need time and space to do something different so that you can get the ideas that are actually going to be the things that ultimately make you successful.
And I'm sorry, go ahead, Julie.
People are asking in the chat whether you guys are still going to be on this show. I hope so.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We're probably going to alternate if that's okay with you guys. There'll be some weekends that it'll be both of us and other weekends where it's just one or the other.
Yep.
Probably it's going to work out that way naturally because we've both got busy summers planned. Dana is doing things with her eldest before she goes off to college.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go visit all the men folk of the Midwest. I've got an agenda.
Oh God, that sounds like a fun way to spend the summer, Lawrence. Yes.
I'll tell you guys, it is such a wonderful pleasure having you. And I think part of what we're talking about here is like the whole notion of I can do it alone. I think what we've all learned having to try to do all these shows, like we can't do it alone. And so this is what I love so much about this whole enterprise is collaboration with people who you love and think are so talented like you two is so important because, if one day, I don't know, something happens and I can't be on the show or Michelle can't be on the show, like you guys could still do it with other ones. So it's not like, and I
anytime. You're not getting rid of us. That's for sure.
No, but I think it's so important to be able to collaborate and so important to be able to create community. And that's what I really think we mean about community. And that's what we're trying to do here. And it's critical. Like it's really important. Otherwise you're going to be.
Yeah. I want to like plus one that super, super hard because, the stuff that I've been writing and thinking about, the question comes up always like, okay, well, this AI stuff is happening. What can we do about it? Right. Or, we're living through potentially a pre-revolutionary time in this country with Trump and the disaster there. What can we do about it? It's community, right? The answer to all of those things is mutual aid societies and finding groups of like-minded people that you can collaborate with and coordinate with. The American revolutionaries had the committees of correspondence. We've got Substack, right? And YouTube. Yeah. I think that's what we're doing here. We are finding a community of people who think the same way so that when the time comes, we can collaborate and coordinate and, take our country back.
Yeah.
And that's
and that's, in the immediate aftermath of Donald Trump being elected again, the first thing I did is just laid in bed and sobbed. But the second thing I did, obviously, was to reach out to people, right? To talk to people and to find community. And that is kind of the word that everybody was using. It's like, we are going to get through this with community, whatever that means to you. Yeah. And it's interesting too, because we all know each other through this, you know what I mean? And we're thousands of miles apart. And it's wonderful. And like, I 98% of like the people that I talk to are probably like you guys and people from online. But it's also equally as important to find your people in person. And like, I think that's also part of like having the space to be creative, right? Is to find people bring you joy, whether that's your girlfriends or your boyfriend or your grandma or whatever it is, finding those people that make you feel whole and make you feel safe and make you remember why we're all fighting, like the little baby that we have, baby Ralph here. And also, I hope you guys don't mind here. I have a little, where did it go? Do you ever like send stuff to your computer and then you're like, where did it go?
Oh my God, Michelle, we should have a whole conversation about how many conversations we're having in so many threads on so many platforms that I sometimes I also have a full-time corporate day job too. So there's email, there's Slack, there's all the things there. And then I have them all personally as well, right? There's Slack, there's Signal, there's text, there's multiple threads and all of those things. There's all these different email addresses. And sometimes I'm just like, I have no idea where I saw that anymore. We were not meant to. And then of course, social media. So there's I wrote about this last weekend. One of my very best friends in the world, Sandra, hi, if you're listening, she expatriated to Berlin years ago. We come
Wow.
and visit each other for every few years. We're birthday twins. We're 4 days apart. And last week, a mutual friend, Sunny, messaged me and was like, "Oh, is Sandra's in Seattle?" And I was like, "What?" And I looked at her Instagram and I saw a photo of Greenland from the sky. And someone asked, "Where are you going?" And she said, "Seattle." And I was like, "Oh my God, how is she coming here?" And she didn't tell me. Is she mad at me? Like, what's going on? And then I went and looked through my Instagram messages, and she'd messaged me weeks earlier
Oh
saying,
God.
"Hey, can we get together?" But I'm like, my Instagram messages, it's mostly people just sending me
I don't even check
memes,
them. I don't even check
Right.
them.
right?
I don't
Same.
even check them.
And she maybe had messaged me on WhatsApp, which after I got my new phone, I never reconnected because I don't use it very often. But we are like, I think Ezra Klein did a story about this, about Gmail, about how he had like 1 million Gmails and he just like we're saving everything so we can find nothing. It's that
Yeah.
same problem, right? Of like, we miss real connection because we're so flooded in so
Mhm.
many channels. So sorry, I just popped off when you were like looking for something about us.
No, I
think
literally just sent myself a video to oh, you know why? Because I sent it to this wrong goddamn computer. See, I've got too many computers and I'm sending it to my MacBook Air instead of my MacBook Pro. That's where it is. I'm like looking all over. I'm like, where are the
oh my God.
downloads? And I'm like, I sent it to the wrong. Jesus Christ. But the whole thing that I was going to say, and now this is going to take another century to load in here.
Nope.
But um one of the things that I love to do is to pretend that I live in another time. And this is something, if you knew me before COVID, before I got into this world, I was always going to like big band things or, you know, swing, swing dance events with orchestras and things, or burlesque shows, things like that, which by the way, burlesque is
Burlesque shows.
amazing.
I
And
love
burlesque
burlesque.
is same. And it has become, I remember Dita Von Teese talks about this, that
Yeah.
like the majority of people who attend her shows are women. Because it's so empowering and it's so
Yeah.
like again community where women find each other and feel safe and being like, oh my God, isn't this beautiful and fun and everything. And it goes, usually the only men who come to my shows are gay men or the husbands of the women who are coming to my
Yep.
shows. And so last weekend, I went to the USS Intrepid for an event that I had been waiting to come back since before COVID. It was every Memorial Day for quite a few years. They had this, and it was on the flight deck of the USS Intrepid. If you don't know New York,
Ooh.
it is a huge aircraft carrier that was in World War II, and it's been all over the world, and it's docked right about 46th Street on the west side in the Hudson River.
Okay.
And there's a museum inside of it. There's got all these planes from World War II to Vietnam, Korea. They have all kinds of stuff, and you can look at all of them. Anyways, there's a thing called Battle of the Bands, and it's every Memorial Day weekend, and it's during Fleet Week, right? So Fleet Week
Yeah.
is that Wednesday to Wednesday, and so what it is really is a celebration of a time gone by, and everybody gets dressed up like it's 1942. And there are several orchestras. There are, professional. I mean, I say professional, like they're professional level. These people just do it for fun. Like it's amazing. The best dancers you've ever seen in your life. Crazy.
Wow.
There's a fashion show where everybody has like vintage clothing and like there's like a little parade. And the last hour, 2 hours or so is two orchestras, like having a battle. And it's not a battle really, because obviously they've like rehearsed together and everything, and they just kind of go back and forth. But hold on, let me see this. This is Battle Bands. Here it is. And it is, I've been waiting 7 years for this to come back. And when I tell you, I was the happiest person on planet Earth going back to this. Now, mind you, it was pouring. It was like February weather in New York City last weekend. It was horrible. So they had to do it on the hangar deck, which was fine. It was still magical and wonderful. But like, I always want to give people just a taste of like, just look at like the diversity of human beings, of race, of age, of shapes and sizes. Amazing. anyways, that's that. And I was there for like 5 hours. It was the most fun. I was like, got all dressed up. My husband got all dressed up. It's the best. And for me, like that's it. That's what it's about. And the
Nice.
thing also, and
It
to
was like
tie
so
it,
much fun.
I know it's like I get teary eyed even just watching it because like all these people like they all know the same dances and it's a celebration, like I said, of a time gone by. And the thing that made me actually a little bit sad is looking around the hangar deck at all of these people celebrating this time of 80 years ago, and all of these people that have made their mark on our culture and this thing that we're still doing 80 years later are all gone. They're all gone. Like my grandparents used to dance like that.
Yeah.
They danced like they used to do little competitions and things. Like they
So cute.
yeah, and like my grandfather would have been 102 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
My grandmother, 103. You saw the post I made about her in the dress.
yeah. Oh my God, amazing, amazing. And so like, and I think about that too, as it connects to what it is that we do, right? And this is why we are fighting, because they fought. And all of these people, it was an effort for men and women going overseas to women doing amazing things here at home and overseas. You know, so all so that we could have freedom and so that we could beat Hitler. And like, so here we are when the call is coming from inside the house now, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just, it's like this kind of crazy thing to think about, but otherwise just joyful moment in our history in terms of culture and music and film and everything. And here we are 80 something years later, just still doing it.
Should normalize people learning the same dances and all knowing them when they go out. Like we have never known that unless we intentionally go seek out a salsa dance night or
line
swing.
dancing.
Or country line dancing even. But like, we should normalize that again because
that was I think like my mom texted me, wasn't that grandpa's birthday too? I think that my grandfather would have been 102 on May 13th too.
Oh,
That's
wow.
crazy. That's crazy.
Oh,
Anyway, sorry.
May 2nd for my grandmother, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Right in the same era. And God, it's hard to hate the person who you're touching and doing dance moves with and collaborating with. I'm just thinking about like this whole like incel. I don't think like the whole incel manosphere is going to be fixed if everyone learns how to swing dance, but also
it might be.
Right.
It is hard to hate at the same level when you have to coordinate your movement and to walk in a rhythm with someone who's directly across from you. And there's there's a big metaphor there. Like,
a thousand. I mean, I like, in addition to these kinds of events, I'd go to swing at Lincoln Center. They would have an orchestra there and like everybody's dancing, huge dance floor. And like, if you're just kind of there, and I would go to them sometimes by myself, and you just kind of stand there and like some man will walk over. Would you like to dance? Yes, I'd love to. And you just dance with a stranger for a couple songs and like, you don't talk and it's fine. And it's just fun. And all the men, by the way, are so respectful, so lovely in this community.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, my husband, you know, he tries, he's not much of a dancer. He's an entertainer. So, you know, but you know, he tries.
But he tries.
And,
Does he dress up?
Yeah, as best he can. Yeah. He finds stuff in his closet that kind of suggests, you know. But you know.
Husband,
Julie, Sammy D just wrote in the Substack chat in all caps, "OMG, Julie turned Ralph into a puppy."
I know, these are magical powers you have.
Right.
The cute overload coming from Julie's window is not even fair. Why are we even here?
We can't compete.
And my my 14-year-old's not even here. He's actually at a squash tournament this weekend, so he's not here.
Michelle, I want to riff on something you said, which is like, as you're introducing that, you're like, look at all the diversity of people, like the shapes, the sizes, the colors, like everybody of every gender. I look at a scene like that and it makes me want to fucking cry, right? Because I am like, humanity, I love you. Yeah. And I guess there are people in the world who look at a scene like that and hate it. And I don't understand those people at a very fundamental level.
don't get it.
I see a vast diversity of people getting along and having a great time, and it makes, and like my heart sings. I think maybe the world just comes down to there are those of us who love seeing a scene like that, and those of us who hate it.
Well, this is why cities are liberal.
Right.
I mean, because there's so many different kinds of people, and we're forced to live in a very small space and see each other and each other's humanity, and we have to function, and we have to live together, and go to the coffee shop together, and all the things. We have to ride the subway together. And even at this thing, I mean, you saw there were like women in like their 80s. There were people that are younger than me, like in their 20s and teens, and oh my God, what is happening? Bippity boppity boo is happening in Julie's screen here.
Right.
But
next she's gonna bring in like an ostrich and a giraffe, and like it's just an endless.
It's gonna be like the Lion King.
Baby deer.
There's a lot happening here. But
You might want to.
yeah,
me the
I'm just
giggles.
gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just mute her for a second. So what was I saying? The
Living in a city, you can't help but be
Oh.
liberal because you're
Yeah.
surrounded.
Yeah, exactly. And like there was a couple young parents, like, I mean, I say younger, like in their probably mid 30s, and they had both their little boys there with them who were probably 4 years old. And they were in little sailor outfits and knee-high socks, and they were like dressed to the nines, but they were like so well behaved. And like this was like at 10 o'clock at night. Like just like, and they're just like having a great time. And like it's the best. And this is why I know that I'm biased, but New York City is the greatest city in the world. And this is why I will never leave, because as expensive as it is, and as many blocks as I continue having to move north because I get priced out of a neighborhood, I will not leave, because I get to do things like this.
Yeah.
And I want everyone to be able to do things like this everywhere. And it makes me sad that people don't, because, and you brought up the incel thing. I hadn't even thought about that, Dana. I hadn't even thought about the incel thing, because yes, if we were going out and doing stuff that we love to do, if we let our freak flag fly, right?
Yeah.
In whatever way that means, whether that means going to karaoke, where I met my husband, right? In a karaoke bar situation. Like it's, I hate to sound like Scott Galloway here, but it's like, you got to go outside and like meet some people. You know what I mean? You got to do it. And if that means you have to go learn to the Lindy, you go learn the Lindy,
Right. But when you have to actually coordinate and move with someone else, I think there is a special magic that happens there that erases hate. I'm just thinking, do you guys follow the speech prof? I'm forgetting his real name, but he's a creator on Substack. He's mostly on Reels. And he's also literally a speech professor at a college in LA, I think a community college, but he made a video the other day, and it was nothing revolutionary, but he just so simply put this of like, conservatives say that people go to college and get radicalized and end up being liberal. And he's like, in my 20 years of teaching, I have to tell you, it's not because the professors like me are radicalizing them. It's simply that they come into a classroom and they meet diversity of people. And suddenly the trans person who's been vilified for that, a small town kid's whole life, is just their classmate trying to get their homework done and trying to earn a degree that next to them. And, people from all over the world are working together in a classroom. You can't hate them or other them anymore because you have a shared goal. Same idea, New York City, even working in tech like I do. I'm like, I remember years ago, my dad said something kind of racist. I don't remember what. He said a lot of racist things. And I was like, oh, you think, he admires where I work because it's a tech giant. And he was just like, I was like, if you were here for 5 minutes, you couldn't say things like what you just said because you'd be run out of the building, first of all. But second of all, like, I am in such a racial minority where I work. You have to adapt, and you get to eat really great food because it's coming from all over the world. And you just meet people who are celebrating holidays that are not holidays that you celebrate. It's just normal because that's who's around you. And if everyone could experience that, they just experience, sorry, just to finish, could experience joy and normalcy with people who they're othering, gets real hard to other them.
Yeah.
It's so true. So Michelle and I did a show on Thursday about what's happening at Delaney Hall over in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh God, I watched part of that. Oh my God.
It was really powerful.
And I got really emotional, which I typically don't. And then I said to Michelle, I go, I can't believe I have to, there are people who are literally being beaten to death, not to death, but people who are being beaten and starved and are on a hunger strike right now.
Right. And then you had to go make dinner for your family.
And I'm dinner. I have to go to the Philharmonic tonight, right? And the Philharmonic, my husband and I have a season tickets. It's not a baseball game, but we have like a season subscription. So we go to the Philharmonic all the time. We are both humongous classical music fanatics. It's just interestingly, both came into our relationship individually being classical music fanatics, not realizing that both of us were into it. So we go to the Philharmonic all the time. And, I was not in the mood to go because I was like, it sucks. But we walk over there. We don't live too far from Lincoln Center. So we walk over there. And the Philharmonic is like the whitest place on earth.
Yeah.
Like I bring the average median age down by like 50 just by being
Yeah. It's like the 70 and up club over there.
Yeah. Although I have to say they are bringing younger people in. Anyway,
they have to make it more affordable for young people. Like
it's so expensive. Like they have to make it more affordable. But anyway, the point is, I'm looking around and I just was not feeling it. And then the music begins and I'm like,
transported.
And the thing is with the Philharmonic, like it's not a ballet and it's not an opera. So you're not actually watching the stage. You're just like feeling it, right? It's like, it's not like there's any entertainment. But the point about the New York Philharmonic is that Gustavo Dudamel, for anybody here who's a classical music fan, is probably the most preeminent conductor in the world right now. And he's coming here next season from LA. Oh. And so this year, what they've been doing is they've been having not random, but they've been rotating conductors because they're waiting for him to come. And this conductor was a Chinese, she was born in Hong Kong, but she was a Chinese American woman. I don't know if she's American, but she went to school and college here. And they premiered a new piece, which they always do now, by a Japanese composer. And I look around and there's a relatively tremendous amount of Japanese people in the audience, which there typically aren't. And I'm sitting here thinking, and then they had a cello solo, and the cellist, after he was done, they typically don't speak, but he actually spoke and he played a little extra piece that he wasn't supposed to play. And he said, I'm playing a variation on Strange Fruit, the song that Billie Holiday made. He said, I'm doing that in honor of George Floyd, who died 6 years ago this week.
Oh my God.
And he just played, the cello to me is like the most heartbreaking
instrument.
Sure. Like it's just beautiful. And so he plays Strange Fruit on the cello, which, God, you want to just be punched in the face. That was it. In honor of George Floyd, I'm about to start crying again. And I'm thinking, I said this to my husband, I go, we are so lucky to live in this city. Like we are so lucky to be able to just experience all of this. And there are people who are coming from Japan to watch this world premiere, or at least the New York City premiere of this short little 12-minute piece that they were playing by some Japanese conductor. And yet here we are down the street from, where a place where people drive in to fly in to go see. And I say that to say that you're absolutely right. You can't live in a city like you live in Seattle, Dana. You can't work at a giant company, a tech giant, especially where you work. You can't be where Michelle and I are and be conservative and be MAGA. I shouldn't say conservative. You could be conservative, but you can't be MAGA because you are among people who just have such varied experiences that you can't live among them and hate them. Like they're in your face all day long. Like my neighbors are in my face all day long, and some of them I really like. The point is we live together.
Yeah, I love my neighbors. I know all of them. Yeah.
I know all of them too, especially it's not that I don't like any of them. Actually, we have a quirky little building. So I like all of them, including Lady Gaga's parents. But
I'm obsessed with the fact that you live in the same building as Lady Gaga's
Well,
parents.
The funny thing about Lady Gaga's dad, who I had an interesting conversation with, I ran into him. I love him. So but he's a Trumper. And he's like, yeah, and he's like, I'm going to go on Fox and I'm going to take it to Mom Donnie this week and I'm going to go on Fox. And I was like, oh, because he knows I used to be on Fox. I was like, hey, you should be on Outnumbered. You should be on the show I used to be on. He's like, why? I go, they would love to have you. Are you kidding? I'm like, because you're your daughter. Like, they would promote you so hard. I'm like, because all they want to do is like draw a wedge between you and your daughter because she's so anti-Trump and you're so pro-Trump. And that's, and he's like, they can't drive a wedge between us. They can't drive a wedge between us. And I was like, I'm not suggesting they're driving a wedge between you. I'm simply saying that they want to pretend that you guys have a wedge over politics and, whatever. So I love Joe. Joe Germanotta is a great guy. But yes, but hates Zohran Mamdani, who I'm starting to also actually really dislike, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Talk about that.
So there's, New York City has all sorts of parades every year.
Yeah.
And there's the Irish parade, St. Patrick's Day parade. There's the, Puerto Rican Day parade, famously parodied by Seinfeld in their second to last episode. There's also, there's the China. If there's an ethnicity, there's a parade for you in New York. And
yeah, truly.
Yeah.
Trust me, for those
remember we got stuck in the traffic coming back from
oh my god
from Queens. We were like, what's happening? And then we Googled it. And it was like somebody country I've never heard of parade.
Yeah. Trust me, like the streets get shut down. The big avenues get shut down every Sunday in the spring and summer because of the parade for somebody, which is great. Again, this is what makes New York City's diversity so good.
Yeah.
One of the biggest parades is the Israel Day Parade. And the Israel Day Parade is not so much about Israel, it is about Jews.
It's going to be a hard parade right now.
And it is about New York City Jews. And that is happening this Sunday. And every mayor in the history of the city has gone to it, irrespective of how you feel about the Israeli government, because it's for Jews. It's not for Israel. Like, it just is what it is. Well, Zohran Mamdani's going. And Jessica Tisch, who's the police commissioner, who's the grand marshal of the Israel Day Parade, who I know, and she's a wonderful person. And she's like, I am going to be proudly marching and yada, yada, and so on. And to me, like, dude, like, by the way, if you're marching in the Haitian Day Parade, the Haitian government sucks.
Right.
They're killing their people, like literally necklacing their people and rolling them down a hill with a tire set on fire around their necks. Like, that's how they kill people there. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah. You have like the Chinese Day Parade. Like, really? Is Xi Jinping your cup of tea? I don't think so. Like, we have this shit all the time, but it's not about this. It's not about the governments of these respective places. It's about the community that lives in the greatest, most diverse city on earth. And he goes to every single one of them, but he will not go to this. And I have to say, like, I'm sort of over that virtue signaling bullshit. Like, I just am. And I, not to mention, he's a charismatic guy and so on and so forth, but my subways aren't any better. And it's not any safer down there. And there's still crazy, people who are worried are going to shove me onto the tracks. And my
I kind of keep waiting for someone to do something about that, so I don't have to stand against the wall.
Yeah, all the stuff, it's not getting any better. Like, I get that and so to me, like, if you're a senator or you're somebody like that, you can virtue signal all day long because you don't actually do anything. But if you're the mayor, like, you're actually expected to deliver, like, you're the chief executive of the biggest city in the United States, like, maybe start acting like it. So you heard it here, because eventually everybody's going to believe this about Zohran Mamdani. But I think people who don't live close to New York don't understand, like, it's all very performative with him, like, all very, very, very.
Well, Julie, someone in the Substack chat says he just balanced the budget by taxing the rich.
No, he didn't. Friends, let me be very clear about something. No, he didn't.
I know this is the part that, like,
this is what people don't understand.
It hasn't passed.
He has no authority to tax anybody. It's the state legislature. He hasn't taxed. He put out a budget proposal that didn't go anywhere. It hasn't passed, and it's not going to pass. So I can tell you that I'm going to balance the budget by taxing the rich, and I have about as much power to do that as Zohran Mamdani does. Most of his budget is set by the state of New York, not by the mayor.
Well, right. I mean, people don't know, like, the subway is actually controlled by Albany, not the city, which sucks, because then remember when de Blasio and Cuomo, like, were like hated each other. And so the thing is about Zohran Mamdani, and, like, I ended up voting for him He's very good at a lot of things. He's very, very good. And I think he's very effective. Obviously, going to visit Trump was that was crazy. I was like, no one has ever been able to do that. Like it was, I think he's got a crush on him, which is a part of another conversation. Maybe will happen another day.
And you do mean Trump has a crush on Mom Donnie, not the other way around.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
But obviously, you know, I've always had there's always been a little voice in the back of my mind that I'm not buying all of it. You know, and progressives can get mad and they can come in my comments and the mob can come and tell me I'm this and I'm that. It's fine. I mean, I've lived in New York City for over 20 years. I'm allowed to have an opinion about the people who are running my city. I don't care who you are. So anyways, but you know, the bigger point here is that, you know, there is a real anti-Semitism problem happening, not just in the city, but in the country. And like the data is showing the crimes that are happening against Jews is really bad, and it's happening. And like the hate speech is coming from the left and it's coming from the right. Anna Kasparian was on Candace Owens' podcast the other day, talking about how we were brainwashed in school by learning about the Holocaust. So like, do you know what I'm saying? So it's
so dangerous.
You know, we had Kazem Rashid on the Daily Whatever show a couple.
Sorry, who'd you have?
Kazem Rashid,
okay,
who's a big Substacker, and he
human rights attorney, wonderful guy. You should absolutely all be
really wonderful guy.
Like, oh, he's so great.
Yeah,
and he had a piece of data that was fascinating. It was that the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, had recently released a study talking about the rise of anti-Semitism. And they actually had data that showed kind of who the acts of anti-Semitism had been perpetrated by. And so this idea that like leftists and Muslims are perpetrating anti-Jewish hate is actually proved completely false by the data released by the ADL itself. Yeah. It was something like out of 60,000 acts of hatred, 3 had been conducted by leftists or Muslims. It's all the right wing, right? Yes. Like everything that we're seeing, all of the hatred that we're seeing is coming from right-wing governments, right-wing actors and perpetrators. And, you know, Julie, you know this, like Dana and I are both Jewish as well. I struggle because I despise Benjamin Netanyahu.
I mean, who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Hate what he is doing.
So most Israelis. That's the part that people don't get.
Right.
So Israelis.
Right. And, you know, I think that I'm evolved enough to differentiate between Israel and Jews and the government of Israel. I would hope that people are evolved enough to distinguish between most Americans and MAGA and Trump.
I would hope.
But, you know, we're not seeing that in the world. What we're seeing is a rising wave of hatred.
Yeah.
You know.
And him not showing up only underlines that. I get it because it's about Israel in the title, but oof, that's tough.
Mamdani could go, right? And he could explicitly say, I despise Netanyahu and what is happening in Gaza, but I am here for the Jews of New York City. What a fucking miraculous and healing thing that would be.
Huge.
Yeah, so clarifying. Julie, did you just turn the baby into a cup of coffee?
Turned the baby into a cup of coffee. And
but Maggie's sitting very quietly.
Oh, I see Maggie. I'm looking on my tiny screen.
And I had to get up and let Haggy in because he was outside and he couldn't get in. And I was crying because my husband went somewhere outside and find him.
You have so many babies there today, Julie.
I have so many. I mean, I'm so tired. I just want the day off. Not from you guys, from dogs and babies. Stop crying, Hagrid. He's gonna come.
Yeah. Lawrence, to add on to what you said about,
just to say really quick, there's a lot of, just Miss Bink said, I've known a lot of Jews all my life. I've never known a right-wing Jew ever. Sadly, there's
meet my dad.
Yeah.
Sadly, I do know right-wing Jews.
They exist. They exist.
They absolutely exist.
Let me tell you something, and I will have a lot more to say about this after Tuesday. There is a concerted effort.
Oh, yes.
APAC.
Go off.
I'm going to go off. I'm going to give you guys a preview because I'm going to.
I hate that.
Put this actually into the New York Times. They probably won't take it, but I will try to actually. This is beyond just a Substack column because I have learned experience with everything I've been doing in the last 6 months, which Michelle knows about. There is a concerted effort by APAC, which has been taken over by massive Trump donors. Their chairwoman is a massive Trump donor. Their president is a massive Trump donor. Miriam Adelson gives a shitload of money to their PAC, to
Yeah.
their soft money PAC. Singer, all of these Trump people, right? The
Mhm.
little ladies who send $10 checks because they love Israel, they're all Democrats. They don't understand what's happening.
Right.
But the people who actually control AIPAC, I believe there's a concerted effort by them to elevate the most crazy anti-Israel, anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish people to Congress on the Democratic side, so that they can go to American Jews, who are the most consistently pro-democratic group that votes, except for Black women, and say to them, "Hey, Jews, look who the Democratic Party has been hijacked by.
Yep.
So don't vote Democratic anymore."
It's a long game. It's a long game to
game
turn.
that's playing, and you guys, I have all the receipts to back
Yep.
this up.
Mhm.
And Michelle
I
knows
hate.
it. And
I believe you, and I hate it. I hate
Oh, it's
it.
awful. That's the thing is like people, I was like, I hate AIPAC too. Different reasons. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a bigger effort to usher in fascism to the United States of America in a like
Yep.
like that is what this is. That is what this is. And again, it's like the more that we're fighting with each other about all of this stuff, which and this stuff does matter, right? But we're fighting with each other while the people up here are getting their way and they're manipulating us. And this is why, you know, if you're not subscribed to Julie Substack, she wrote a great piece about this, I think a couple weeks ago, right? About the cerulean sweater in Devil Wears Prada. And it's like you didn't choose that sweater. It was chosen by a group of people in this room. And like that is how a lot of these arguments that we are having is that cerulean sweater. We are not choosing these arguments. We think we are, but they're not. They're being fed to us over and over and over again by people who live above the algorithm. We all live down below.
And let me say,
oh my God, Michelle, beautifully stated.
Yeah. I had a conversation with somebody at AIPAC a week or two ago, where I explicitly said this to them. I said, based on your behavior politically in a few of these races I've been involved in, which I will get much more into next week when one of them,
which I made ads for, by the way. Yay.
Yeah, which I made ads for both of them, actually. People might be led to believe that you want to elect the most extremist anti-Jewish people to Congress on the Democratic side because you want to use them as a fundraising tool and you want to use them to cleave American Jews off the Democratic Party. Oh, no, 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 no. How could you possibly say this to us? And you don't get it. I said, don't you fucking come at me because I will never be out-Jewed by you. Like legitimately, like I'm not, I'm not Zoran Mondani here, right? Like I am a Jew who has a lot of family in Israel, whose grandmother is buried there, who intends to be buried there herself one day, hopefully, who just had a son bar mitzvah at the wall. And 2 days after that bar mitzvah, the fucking Iron Dome saved our life because we had Iranian missiles fired at us last June during the first Iran war. So I don't want to hear that shit from anybody. Like you can't play this game with me of like, oh no, you're being anti-Semitic by coming at us. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yes, it was a Jew off, basically. I was like, I will never lose this Jew off to you, fucking AIPAC guy.
Right.
And that's the reality of what I'm telling you. This is a long game that they're playing. This is a very long game they're playing because Jews raise a lot of money for the Democratic Party.
Yep.
And Jews are one of the most reliable voting blocs in the Democratic Party and want that gone. And never forget that Benjamin Netanyahu, over a decade ago, publicly said, I don't care about American Jews. I care about evangelicals. They're the ones.
That's right.
I mean,
That's right. That's right. He doesn't care about the diaspora at all.
And he's putting us in danger. Why does my son have to answer for his bullshit in Gaza?
Right.
Yeah. And
it's school.
I think exposing, the giant conspiracy of American evangelicals who have been played and duped, who have come to believe that the way to bring Christ back is to allow the Jewish state to build the third temple on Temple Mount, which P.S. would knock down the mosque that is currently there and is also very holy to the Muslim religion. Like there is a giant mindfuck being played on Americans, kind of across the board. And yeah, it's not Jewish people. It's the fucking government. It's Netanyahu's government and their extremist right-wing agenda.
Who doesn't give a fuck about American Jews? He said so.
Right.
And AIPAC is telling
Yeah.
everybody on earth that if you want our support, you have to subscribe to everything the Israeli government does.
Right.
Really? Including this?
Mhm.
Including the fact that they're going into the West Bank and just oppressing the shit out of the population there?
It's crazy.
Those
Right.
people didn't attack anybody on October 7th.
Yep.
Like
It's
it's awful.
madness.
Including his fucking Trump bullshit of trying to get rid of the independent judiciary so he could stay in power forever. Like,
Yeah.
Right, which was happening before then, and Israelis were in the streets for weeks, like protesting
yeah.
him.
And I don't know if I know Michelle hasn't been there, but have either of you guys been to Israel ever?
I have not.
No.
Okay, it is like when I tell you these people live on top of each other, it is on top of each other,
Mm.
on top of each other. You go to the Western Wall, which is the most sacred part of Judaism. It's the last remaining vestige of the outer wall of the Second Temple.
Yeah.
You go there to pray. My son had a bar mitzvah there. Like it's the holiest place in Judaism, basically. And what's above you? It's the mosque.
The Mosque
Yeah.
of the Moon.
The mosque.
It's beautiful. It's
It's
beautiful.
It's right there. And so it's not like, and which stands on what used to be the Temple Mount, which was
Right.
the Holy of Holies was there, and so on. So you have these crazy people who are part of Netanyahu's government now, who are like, we need to, rebuild the third temple. Fuck, what are you crazy? Like, are you insane?
This is like right, and like this is again where like the liaison between a lot of this too is Jared Kushner, which like. I mean, and look at what they have not only a religious or ideological reason for doing this, but also a financial one, because Jared Kushner and his people want to just bulldoze Gaza and put up a bunch of hotel chains, which I this is where I'm just kind of like, I don't know where people, I was like, why are you not showing up at MAGA rallies and protesting him and protesting all of this?
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but I,
and you know what
as
pisses me off, Michelle? We live not far from Columbia University. Not one fucking rally since Trump got elected.
No,
not one.
Well, also they chained off the whole university. You can't even get out there unless you're a student or
get
faculty anymore. But I wanted to bring up, so Luck Dragon's twin says very similar to the Heritage Foundation and their long game project 2025. That is exactly correct. That is what AIPAC is doing. And also, I mean, think about it too. It's like the evangelicals don't see other Christians as Christians, right? Like they're the only Christians, like, they're the ones that are going to do all the Jesus stuff or whatever. I don't know religion things, what they think, but it's something isn't about like somebody, the rapture and like somebody's coming back, or I don't know. I didn't take religion in school, but anyways, my point being is like, they don't see everybody else as Christian the same way that Bibi Netanyahu sees Israel Jews, but not Jews from the rest of the world that he's put in danger because of what he is doing.
Let me give you an example. I'm just going to say it. Friend of the show, Tom Malinowski, who people may remember Michelle and I had on a few months ago, former member of Congress, probably the most thoughtful member of Congress I've ever worked with. One of them, certainly.
Oh boy, did I just hear puppy?
No, that's my dog.
Okay.
She also was whining like a baby. So this is a lot of baby stuff going on. All right. Tom Malinowski ran for Congress in a special election for Mikey Sherrill's congressional seat when she moved up to be a governor. And that election took place in February. He had 100% pro-Israel voting record when he was in Congress. He said he might condition aid to Israel. Under what circumstances? I don't know. Maybe if the apocalypse comes and somebody says, hey, we're going to destroy the world unless you condition aid to Israel, whatever. AIPAC spent, between going after him and propping up somebody who was never going to win, about $4 million, killing him.
Wow.
And they succeeded. He had a 100% pro-Israel voting record. Now, flash forward to there's an election in New Jersey in a neighboring district on Tuesday. There is a candidate running who is a former member of AIPAC. I mean, he still may be a member of AIPAC. Obviously very pro-Israel. Very, AIPAC has been like all over him. Yes, we're going to help you. His opponent, one of his opponents, she's on my lap. I have her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. He is running against somebody who was an aide to the blind sheikh the guy who tried to blow up World Trade Center in 1993.
Wow.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
He was with him and traveled with him when the blind sheikh said, "Death to Jews and Christians everywhere," and so on. Like, not a guy who has 100% pro-Israel voting record like Tom.
No.
This guy was a surgeon and he went to Gaza to work in one of the hospitals. Fantastic that he did that. Came back and said there are no tunnels underneath my hospital. The next week, they found that Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind of the October 7th attacks, his brother was hiding in a tunnel underneath that hospital. This guy traveled to Bosnia in 1994, a year after the World Trade Center thing in 93 with the blind sheikh, to work with Al-Qaeda linked faction. This guy's scary as shit.
Mm-hmm.
If I were AIPAC, I'd be terrified. AIPAC has spent zero trying to defeat him. Not a dime.
And that should tell people everything about what the long game is here. Like the long game here is not to help Jews. It's not to do anything like that. It is to usher in fascism in the United States of America. And they will do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Israel.
They want this guy elected so that they can use him as the poster child to say, look at what Democrats are doing. This guy's going to, good shot, he's going to win.
Yeah, he's going to win. He's like up by like 8 points or something, right?
He's got a $3 million PAC funded by all the pro-Palestinian people, whereas AIPAC has not spent a dime. So I say all of this to say they want him. They want to say this guy is the kind of guy who is now the face of the Democratic Party. Jews, you can't vote Democrat because they're electing people who wish death upon you and hang out with terrorists who blow up, try to blow up the World Trade Center.
That's going to be all the ads in November. All of them.
Inspiration for Osama bin Laden. This is such a Democratic district that he's running in that whoever wins the primary on Tuesday is going to win the general. This guy nobody knows about now because they don't want anybody to know about him now. They want him to win so that as soon as he wins, he's going to be the national poster child for Republicans and for AIPAC to say this is what Democrats are elevating.
Because they know they're going to get their asses kicked. I mean, this is a shorter term, obviously, thing than the longer term from AIPAC, but like they're going to get their asses whooped in November, and so do not underestimate what the Republicans and the conservatives and all the people who want fascism in America. All of those people, do not underestimate what they are capable of, what they will do, what they will put money behind, and the things that they will say. Do not for a moment. And so, and this is again where I get like really, 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 really angry at my party, and our party rather, because I'm like, where are you? Why are you not paying attention to this? Why is there nothing? Why is no one having a conversation about it? Why is there no creators talking about this? Why are you not?
Why are we not getting ahead of it?
Right. Why are we not getting ahead of it? Like every other problem, you know what I mean? And it's just like, instead of reacting, why are we not being proactive?
Why is there not an army of left-leaning content creators?
Goes back to that idea of we cannot suffer from a lack of imagination anymore about the conspiracies, like God help me, for putting on my tinfoil hat, but like the magnitude of what groups like this are willing to do to manipulate the American electorate so that the most nefarious outcomes can become manifest, right? Like we can't be fools about this anymore. We have to think about what is actually happening and what motivations truly are. Otherwise we're going to be manipulated the shit out of, just like happened in 2016 and 2020 and 2024.
And so for every Mondani and progressive person who's like AIPAC, the Jews understand that what AIPAC is doing is harming people like me. More than they're harming Zora Mondani because they want Zora. Do you know the reason that I think Donald Trump is palling around with Zora Mondani?
I'm scared, but yes, I want to know.
He wants him to be the face of the Democratic Party because he wants to go to moderate Democrats and to Jews and say, you see, this is the guy that's now the face of the Democratic Party. He wants to have this guy elected Tuesday.
Yeah.
Adam Hamawi, who is legitimately was traveling with the blind sheikh and admitted that he heard the blind sheikh preach jihad. And And his answer was, sorry, can I tell you what this guy Hamawi's answer was?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I did hear him talk about jihad, but he also talked about a lot of other things. Okay, Hitler also electrified the Ruhr Valley, in addition to doing a whole bunch of other things, right? Like Hitler created a lot of jobs on his way to, genocide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I just want to be clear here that there's so much more going on, and I'm giving a little preview of this to what I'm going to be devoting my life to as soon as this election's over on Tuesday. But it is terrifying, the forces of how much they're conspiring against Democrats, how much they're conspiring against all of us, irrespective of our religions, how much they're conspiring against people who are maybe not progressive, but certainly have always voted Democrat. I have heard from people. I posted about this guy Hamawi on my Facebook page a few days ago, which is a closed,
I'm sure you got killed.
which is a closed page. The number of people I heard from, no, in a good way, Michelle.
Oh, really? Because I say anything and everyone's jumps all over me.
No, who reached out to me and were like, we're scared to say anything because we don't want to be attacked by the progressive, whatever.
Yeah,
but holy shit, we are terrified. And we can't vote for this guy. Now, this is a Democratic district. He's going to win. But imagine if this were Graham Plattner in Maine, right? Who with his Nazi tattoo. That's a swing state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is terrifying what is happening right now.
So Julie, do I understand that is there an article coming out Tuesday, or you're just waiting for the primary to be over before you can start?
To be over for this guy to get elected or not.
Because because you've been working.
Well,
I'm
working for his opponent. But by the way, there are about 13 people in this race. I don't care if you vote for my guy, and I've never ever said this before. I don't care if you vote for my guy or for the 11 other people running in this district, as long as you don't vote for this guy.
Can you say his name again? Because a lot of folks in the chat are asking.
I'm going to put his name in.
Please do.
Adam Hamawi. And the New York Times is finally waking up and writing a story about this. I got a call from the New York Times reporter yesterday. Oh yeah, we're writing a story on Adam Hamawi and his ties to, to Blind Shake. The election's on fucking Tuesday. Oh, well, yes, there's been a lot going on in the metro section. So it's not like
there's been a lot going on. Oh, we're busy.
Oh, yeah, we're busy.
We've been busy talking about how feminism's destroying the world and stuff. So too busy to write about a candidate. Oh my God.
We wrote to the head of the New York Times editorial page and asked for a meeting about that, and we were shot down.
Wow.
Am I allowed to do this?
One of the people who signed this letter was Eric Swalwell's survivor. And they would not meet with her either.
Oh yeah, the thing that nobody's talking about anymore. Like we talked about it for 2 seconds, and then no one's talking about Eric Swalwell anymore.
But wait, one of the people who signed this letter was Zelda Perkins, who was the first Weinstein survivor, who is the reason the New York Times won Pulitzers, because that whole She Said thing that Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey wrote was because Zelda Perkins came forward. She was a major character in their story. They won't meet with her. Used for the Pulitzer and discarded.
Of course.
Carl sent me.
Well, and I want to say just on that note too, if anyone's there are any tennis fans in the house watching the French Open right now, there was an officiant at one of the matches. She was officiating a 5-hour Grand Slam match. She's managing 15,000 people in the stands, calling every point of a match. And these words, by the way, is from an account called Future Woman. I knew about this, but they wrote it so well. Calling every point of a match that went to 10-8 in the 5th. And then being told you lacked the courage for it by the man who lost. He said, this sort of match needs a man. Vallejo faces fine after criticizing female umpire at the French Open. He has been fined, for sexist remarks about a female referee. I mean, the fact that this is happening, and I said this to my husband this morning because I woke up in a rage. I was like, it is 2026. We are half the population, more than half the population, and we are still dealing with this shit. And it's not even like we're still dealing with the shit. It's getting worse. Yep. It's getting worse every day. And to your point about the imagination, because, Lawrence, I say this too, a lack of imagination is a very dangerous thing. yesterday on CNN. My mom sent this to me because I don't watch cable news. She sent me a picture of her television screen, and it says Bloomberg reports DOJ wants identities and banking information of anonymous social media users criticizing ICE tactics.
Oh
Guys,
yeah.
guys, when Doge was happening and they were saying waste, fraud, and abuse, this was a cyber attack. This was a cyber attack on the American people so that they could get our social security number so that Elon Musk could like feed it into his AI bullshit. And so that the Trump administration and his DOJ could take all of our information and weaponize it when we start to speak out. This is what they've been saying. And I said this to people and they were like, no, that's crazy. You would never do that. There'll be an uprising. Really? Still waiting for it.
Yeah,
Still waiting for it.
Open the window, everybody. Like we started.
Yeah, like I'm mad as hell. I'm
mad as
I'm not
hell.
gonna take it anymore.
There's so many, we talked about that on Fucked Up Friday yesterday, the story that you just mentioned. Did you also see the news about Don Lemon?
No.
Oh my gosh. So let me see if I can do this one justice. He was arrested 4 months ago. This just came before a judge this week. They are trying to get the US government requested all of the personal data on every one of his subscribers on YouTube and Substack.
What?
The courts threw it out, but they still put in the request.
What is the predicate? What is the predicate? What is the reason?
That's why the courts threw it out, but they want to come after just people who listen to Don to get the news, which I'm a subscriber. I bet all of us have, like if you're on Substack,
I know I
pretty much
subscribe to Don Lemon.
Yeah. Especially after he was arrested. Like I enthusiastically subscribe to Don Lemon. The US government requested, and I shared it on my Substack. I'm sorry, I can go find it in a minute, but there was a video from an attorney who goes into exactly the level of personal information that was being requested. And it's like our home addresses, like it is, it's such a gross violation of everything that I'm kind of speechless about it. But I know this is supposed to be for sanity. So I didn't come in blazing with the story, but if we're, this one is egregious. The courts are barely, they are our final, they're still holding, and they're our final blockade against just.
Well, speaking of the courts, right? I mean, like they've been making yesterday, Trump must remove his name from the Kennedy Center. And then there was another thing that he was mad. I mean, he wrote like a soliloquy on Truth Social about it. All the grievances. I was like, every day is Festivus when you're Donald Trump. But yeah, Barack Hussein Obama ruled blah, 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 blah. Kennedy Center is and I forget what was the other thing. It was about the IRS suit or something like that. But I'm like, I said to Joe, I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, they're ordering him to take his name off the Kennedy Center. Sure.
Yeah, he's gonna rush and do that.
Yeah, let me just sit here and wait for him to go do that.
Right.
Who's enforcing this shit? And to that point, I mean, like, look what's happening to the White House. And my friend posted this on his Instagram this morning, and nothing encapsulates this moment more than this photograph, y'all.
Oh, yep. I knew you were going to pull that one up. It is.
Enjoy that before and after.
It is so like when my kids were small, and you'd like leave the room for a few minutes, and you'd come back and be like, "Oh, the toddlers took over. They smashed everything. Someone needs a nap."
Yeah.
So that I can clean up this mess. Isn't that exactly what that looks like? Like a bunch of toddlers just came like, And as Maritza posted out on our show yesterday, did you guys see the movie Contact? I'm sure you did.
Yes, I loved that movie. I loved that movie.
Same. And doesn't the contraption on the lawn?
Oh, it does. It does kind of look like that. Oh my gosh. I hadn't thought of that. It does.
Same. It was all Maritza who pointed that out.
Well,
I just want to point out that Ann P. Mitchell, Esquire, who is the official legal correspondent of the Daily Whatever Show, is here in the Substack chat.
Hi, Ann.
And two things. Ann predicted on the Daily Whatever Show a couple of weeks ago that the IRS suit would get thrown out because there is no standing. The case was dismissed, so there can't be a settlement on a case that had no standing. And correct me if I got that wrong. And the other piece, I just lost it because I'm 56 and my brain does that sometimes. But there's another thing that Ann just said in the chat that was right on target. So Ann, repeat yourself. Sorry. But yeah, like the criminal cases against him, the cases working their ways through the court. He doesn't have standing in a lot of these, and they are shams. It seems like.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, and meanwhile, we have Justice Alito. There's a story about Justice Alito's son coming out that he had some like cush, like DOJ job or something as an appointee. I mean, like there's so like this is the most corrupt administration in the history of this country. I mean, and look at this picture. Look at this picture.
It's
everything.
grotesque.
It's
You
disgusting.
can count every dollar, every grievance, every piece of ego in Donald Trump's broken brain. I mean, it's disgusting. And on this 250th anniversary of this country, we're going to have a UFC cage fight on the lawn of the White House. Which
Exactly as the founders intended.
Exactly as the founders intended. I mean, hot,
Hey, Lev
flaming
Parnas.
garbage.
Lev Parnas is also in our Substack chat. Hey, Lev.
Hello.
You guys, I got to be honest. This whole like weirdo 80s 250th anniversary shit. Like, look who he's actually having. Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Who
Oh my God. Oh my
Half-
God.
Oh,
Just
it's
Millie.
only Millie. It's just
only
Millie
Millie,
because
because
Girl,
Millie.
you know it's true.
Vanilli.
Girl.
Yeah, but like, either Millie or Vanilli is no longer with us, which I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
Feel awful for Millie Vanilli. Terrible situation that happened to them 40 years ago now. But aren't they German? Like I didn't realize.
I think they were German supermodels who fronted an actual musician. Yeah.
So like that's not really American. And then that's one. Blame it on the rain. So that's
That
what
was falling.
Just as an aside, my grandfather's second wife's name was Lorraine, and we didn't really like her, and so we used to sing in the back car, blame it on Lorraine.
So it's so funny you said this, Michelle, because back in 1997, somebody worked for me whose name was Lorraine, and Lorraine. If some miracle happens to be watching, I apologize, but we also did the same to her. Blame it on Lorraine. So I think her name is Lorraine.
Yeah. Great minds.
I love it. Yeah.
So,
Can we talk about how many artists have backed off that show?
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Did you see that Anne wrote every 250 years a gladiator contest shall be held on the federal grounds?
Yeah.
Yes, and yes.
But it's bread and circus, you guys. It's like, are you not entertained? It's literally they're giving us because everything sucks. He's not giving us bread. Bread's too expensive, but he's trying to give us circus to distract us from the lack of bread. I mean, this is like
it's not even good circus. That's the thing.
It's terrible
Right.
circus. Oh my gosh. Legally Blonde in the chat is weighing in with, I'm at Lowe's. I can pick up demolishing supplies. Anyone want to join the crew?
Right. Me.
Yeah.
We've got to knock down all that shit once he's out of office.
Oh my
day
God.
one. Day
Yeah.
one.
So, but he's having that. He's having Vanilla Ice, who went super MAGA.
The only other person other than Vanilla Ice who I think is still on the bill is one dude from CNC Music Factory who blatantly said, I don't give a shit about Trump. I just want to get paid.
But he also said, I hate Trump. He's like, I don't like Trump, but I just want to get paid.
Oh, he said he hated him? I thought he just said he didn't care about him. Either way, respect.
No, he was like, I'm not a Trumper. I just want to get paid. Yeah, CNC Music Factory is like, again, people you haven't thought about.
Right.
100.
Come on, let's sweat. Is he going to do it without the women? I mean,
I was going to say, without Martha
the Weather
Wash,
Girls.
like he can't hit all those,
Um,
Like,
Dan is asking,
that
is
was her.
CNC Music Factory is still around? No. Just the one
No.
person from
Right.
CNC Music Factory.
CNC Music Factory was sweat and then things that make you go, right? Where's the
No, it was not things that make you go home.
Who did that one?
That one is things that make you go home. Oh God, I'm so good at this game normally, and I can't remember. I've got to look it up.
Vanilla Ice, who, by the way, I know the
It
quote.
was CNC Music Factory.
Was
That
it?
right? Yeah.
Oh, you are right.
Yeah.
I'm rarely wrong at this game, Michelle, but you have bested me.
damn, Michelle, out Dana.
Mm.
Right? Right? Okay, but keep going. Vanilla Ice.
who stop, collaborate, and listen is something I guess he doesn't believe in anymore since he's a Trumper. But also, let's be very clear. I know the courts ruled against my position here, but blatantly plagiarized off of the great David Bowie, the Queen. Like,
100%. Dun 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 dun. He had like one step there.
Yeah. He was like,
much like what's his name from Ghostbusters, Ray Parker
Huey
Jr.
Lewis.
Blatant plagiarized off of Huey Lewis. I Want a New Drug, but this was even more blatant, and I have no idea why the courts ruled against because it had an extra dun dun dun. It was like not dun 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 dun. It was like dun 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 dun. Dun. That's why Judge clearly
no idea why maybe they were just like Bowie and Mercury. They got enough money. Let this poor kid have his. He's never gonna have another hit.
Yeah, but now so this is like with this great country of all the music we've ever produced. Meanwhile, let me go back to my favorite hobby horse. You've got Bruce Springsteen, who is doing
who announced a concert on October 3rd.
So I was
in front of the White House.
What?
I didn't know that.
This?
No,
I thought he was doing it outside. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe that's fake news. But it is on October 3rd, and he's doing it with Tom Morello, the Dropkick Murphys. Hold on, October
Jersey,
3rd.
What's he? Where is he doing this?
Sorry, he taunts White House. Oh, okay. Protest festival. Okay, Bruce Springsteen, Foo Fighters, Dave Matthews, Brittany Howard, Joan Baez will headline a star-studded protest festival set for the Washington, D.C. area a month before the midterms. Springsteen and Rage Against the Machine guitarist Tom Morello announced the festival Wednesday while performing together at Nationals Park in Washington at Springsteen's Wind Down as his Land of Hope and Dreams American tour. At the concert Wednesday, Springsteen played many of his most political songs, blah, 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 and said the Gestapo tactics of this president and this administration will not stand here. This American tragedy can only be stopped by the American people, you. There is no one coming to save us. We've got to do it ourselves. So join us. Let's fight for America that we love. Do you hear me, Washington? So the one-day, two-stage Power to the People Festival is set for October 3rd at Merriweather Post Pavilion in Columbia, Maryland. Okay, so not there. It's going to be nearby. Columbia, Maryland. Wish it was closer. They should have done it on the mall, but I understand why they didn't. And it's being billed as about freedom, justice, equality, and rock and roll. A portion of the proceeds from all ticket sales will benefit the organization's Vote Riders, which I know the CEO at Vote Riders. That's fantastic for them. And Headcount. It's about the power everyday human beings have when they come together through music, art, community, and action, said Tom Morello. So pretty cool. Also, Dropkick Murphys, Jack Black, Serge Tankian, Killer Mike, Taylor Momsen, Linda Lindas, and among
the Linda Lindas are playing the little kids.
Yeah. Linda Lindas, yeah, I guess, yeah. So pretty cool, guys, pretty cool.
No. Sorry, MC Hammer plagiarized Rick James, not the other way around. I just want
Oh
to
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it was the other way around. But
okay. So the Great American State Fair will be held from June 25th to July 10th. I have promoted shows, but only locally here in Seattle back in the day. But if there are any show promoters who could put on like a big ass show to compete against this like pathetic Vanilla Ice, half of CNC Music Factory and Milli Vanilli, is he the other one then? I can't even remember. It's so small. Like, put on something against it.
Well, also, like, guys, we've got the music, we've got the culture, we've got the food, we got the cool people, we got the good stuff. Like, you know, if you're not going to flex it, what's the point of any of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, this is
Taylor Swift. We're talking to you.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. I know you're about to get married, but like. Right after, maybe like just do a freaking acoustic set. Just show up and talk with Trav.
Seriously.
You don't have to do anything. We'll all tune in. But
you know what she won't, guys, because her husband works for a team owner who's a massive Trumper.
Yep.
He has been told to stand down any political views. She's now, she's one of these people who, like, whoever she dates, she becomes best friends of their friends. She's now BFF with the stupid Chiefs quarterback's wife, who's a big Trumper.
Brittany
Mahomes.
Yeah, who's a big Trumper. Yeah. And so, you know, it's not that she's become a Trumper, but I'm sure she's like, oh, I can't put Travis in that situation.
Yep, her neutrality is disappointing.
It's disappointing. It's disappointing. And everybody who I wrote a whole thing about this a few weeks ago, and I got all of these people who were like, why, all these Swift heads, whatever the hell they call the Swifties, who kept coming after me, who are like, I can't believe you. Like, you guys, you can like her music. It's not my cup of tea, but you can like her music. You can appreciate her charity work. I know that she has donated a shitload of money to charity.
Mm-hmm. And she pays her people very well.
People very well. She seems, by all accounts,
a lovely person.
She came out for Kamala hard.
She came out
right after the debate. I will never forget that she did that, and it didn't work.
It got a lot of people to register. But she got a lot of people to register to vote. But when you see what people like Springsteen are doing, and Martello are doing, because he was at that concert from Rage Against the Machine. He played with.
I love Tom Morello. I buy all his merch.
Yeah,
I have all his t-shirts sitting in my drawers. I love him.
Yeah, and Morello was fantastic, amazing, fantastic on that tour.
I love him.
And what you see them doing in their 50s, 60s, 70s. I don't know how old Morello is. He's probably in his 60s.
I think he's 60. Just about.
Springsteen,
he's Gen X for sure.
Yeah, Springsteen is 76, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
The fact that people in their 60s and 70s are doing this, where is the protest music from the people in their 20s and 30s?
We ask this every week, and they do.
It's all indie music. It can't get aired.
Everybody's like, you don't know, like all these people, Jesse, whatever his last name is.
Jesse Wells, who is phenomenal.
But you guys, Jesse Wells is not selling out Madison Square Garden. I'm sorry. I wish he were, but he's not.
That's the music industry. It is hard to get air at that level. Wouldn't it be fascinating as we're talking? I'm like, the promoter in me wants to be like, there should be a network of shows that go up against this shitty ass show in DC. There should be a Seattle area one. There should be an LA area one, a Chicago one. Like, let them be indie artists. Like Ben Gibbard, Death Cab. He would totally do this in Seattle. And in Seattle, Ben Gibbard is like God. Like,
but where's like Pearl Jam? Are they still together?
Or Pearl Jam? Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're still together. And
why is Pearl Jam not playing in Seattle that night, right? Why is Taylor Swift not playing in New York since she lives here? You know, like where Springsteen can sell out the Meadowlands tomorrow in New Jersey. He can sell out the Meadowlands at 3:00 in the morning. Like,
yeah, but what an opportunity to even do, like, you can't do worse than Vanilla Ice. So like make it an indie bill.
Like really, literally, you can't.
You can't.
Yeah, like there's so many amazing up and coming artists. Billie Eilish, she's super outspoken. Like, put her on a fucking stage. She's incredible.
I love her.
Right.
I guess what upsets me is like, and people are like, Springsteen, oh, you're such a boomer, you're such a Gen Xer. Here's the point about Springsteen. He didn't just get up there and say a few bad words about Trump. In fact, he never mentioned Trump's name. The entire 3-hour concert from start to finish, it began with War, not even his song, right? A protest song in the 60s. We went straight into Born in the USA, which again, people completely misunderstand that song is about how this country let down Vietnam War veterans. Over and over, 41 Shots, American Skid, about the Amadou Diallo murder by the NYPD. Like, this man has been singing about how this country has let people down well before Trump. And he did every one of his protest songs, every single one. The only time he did, like Born to Run or 10th Avenue Freeze Out, all the sort of classics was in the encore, right? But the actual body of the concert was all protest music. And the point is that this guy has been doing protest music since the fucking day that Greetings from Asbury Park came out.
Yeah.
And, this is my Jersey pride here, but the reality is where he was doing that since he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, I am so glad that your music resonates with every girl who's ever been dumped or mistreated by a guy. But now you're about to be a happily married woman. Focus on the world around you. Like, you're in a great place in life. Most people aren't.
You're a billionaire. Like, are you going to be half a billionaire? Do some good in the world would be you do kind of wish she and Travis would be like, what are you going to do? Take our money away? Like, we're billionaires. We're giddy in love. We're gorgeous. They're probably going to start making beautiful babies. Like, go stand for things now.
And like Travis, like, what if you come out like what is you're not going to play for the Chiefs anymore? You're going to retire anyway, but of course you're going to still play for the Chiefs because whatever the hell position he plays, well beyond me, he's apparently very good at it. So it's not like they're going to yank him. Meanwhile,
thank
you, tight end. Meanwhile,
Lawrence's favorite position.
Lawrence's favorite position. Well, it does sound.
What could be more gay sounding than tight end? I'm not the first woman to make that joke.
Who came up with that? Meanwhile,
Football is kind of gay.
Jackson Dart, the new quarterback for the Giants, is showing up in MAGA rallies with
Ooh.
Trump, and apparently the Giants aren't pulling him. So if they're not pulling some guy who's a
But he's so cute.
I
Oh,
guess.
did you hear Trump was going on about his beautiful body and his
Yeah.
he looks like a model, and I'm like,
No,
what?
Trump was like
Again,
filleting him practically.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
model.
he's handsome, but ew.
Wide receiver also sounds pretty gay. It's not
Yeah.
just
True.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, so one that has to be the tight end.
one
Right.
that wants to be the tight end.
No, I guess not. But maybe
not,
you're into tight ends or wide receivers. I don't know. I shouldn't be making these jokes, but
We'll defer to we'll defer to
certain-
Lawrence.
you have my permission. The gay high command grants
give
you
that permission,
permission
okay.
to do this.
yes, it is pretty funny that the most masculine sport in the world has positions like tight ends and wide receivers.
And they
You
all
can't-
smack each other on the ass.
Yes, and they all wear little tight
and they,
tights.
Listen,
they huddle
listen.
and they tackle.
There's a
So
great
gay.
speech in Fleabag, season 2 of Fleabag, that Kristen Scott Thomas's character says, and it's like about how men start wars so that they can touch each other, and
Yes.
I genuinely believe that, like, that's why there's all these violent sort of sports and things. It's like because men, this is where toxic masculinity hurts everyone, guys. They need to touch each other, and they're afraid to, so they have to invent violent ways in order to do it, like wars in football.
I mean,
And
you
look
know,
at the pants. Look at the
Wrestling.
little pants.
you know my whole theory, right? Like the entire world is basically a result of men and their insecurities around their penises. Like if we could just normalize that men could be naked and look at each other's penises, you know, everything would be better.
Yeah.
And like I mean, and look no further than like Elon's rocket and Jeff Bezos's rocket that
right.
looks like a giant penis.
Right.
Like,
They've
do you know what I'm
both got
saying? Like,
such big rockets.
Can we talk about Jeff Bezos's like did anybody
his
see
thing
that
blew
video?
up the other day, violently at Cape Canaveral. Did you see that? Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did you guys see Bezos's interview with Andrew Ross Sorkin? And we don't have to even talk about the substance of it because it was absurd. What like he
Was
has
that the one where he said that nurse isn't good? The nurse making $75,000.
It was a teacher. Yeah, I think he said both things. That he said you could double my taxes and it wouldn't have any impact on the 7th grade teacher.
Yeah, it would. You know why?
Bro.
It would make her not have to buy supplies for her own students out of her own pocket because we'd be able to fund schools and allow the schools to buy supplies as opposed to the teachers who are going out there and spending their limited income and having to buy supplies for their own students because
There's the nurse in Queens.
Jeff
Yeah,
Bezos, who just sold $5.7 billion of Amazon stock.
Oh my
The
God,
CEOs are all cashing out, you guys, because they have numbers about what's coming that we haven't seen yet.
and Peter Thiel, who I wrote a whole thing on yesterday.
Who knows about the
Just
sorry,
moved-
keep going.
Yeah, who just moved to Argentina, where all Nazis eventually go.
I saw
Bye,
that.
Peter.
Yeah, but the point is because he's worried about nuclear war in this country and he's worried about the AI crisis. So I guess he's hiding out like all the other Nazis in Argentina. Like the rest of us are stuck.
Follow the money. Did you guys watch Paradise? Any of you watch Paradise?
Season 1, I haven't watched season 2 yet.
Okay,
I'm currently
so you know-
watching The Audacity, which is also pertinent to this conversation.
So you know what episode I'm talking about in season 1 of Paradise, which is quite frankly the most harrowing hour of television I have ever seen in my entire life.
Yup.
And the morning after, if you were on Blue Sky or Twitter, you saw everybody saying that, including like Tom Nichols, who's like a curmudgeon. Like this show. Anyways, it's let me, without giving it away, you know that this day exists from the first episode, but they show you finally the flashback of this day.
Yep.
And it's basically this horrible, horrible, horrible thing happens. And the government has known about it for years. And so they have an escape plan. And as you're watching, like, and by the way, when I say government, it's like 5 people, because even like the president's best friend, chief of staff is like, oh my God, like, yeah, let's get, and he's like, you can't come. Like I sat on my couch because I watched it right after Trump, and it was just during Doge and all the public health stuff that was going on. I sat on my couch and just sobbed because
Yep.
when my husband's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not okay." I was like, "Do you understand how vulnerable we are? That we have a government, not that the government was telling us everything anyways, but like they're not going to tell us anything. They're going to get themselves out and they're going to leave us here."
Right.
Yeah.
Saturdays for Sanity.
Mhm. Aren't you glad you showed up, you guys?
Yeah.
Everything is awesome.
Let's
This is I'm having a mundane moment, you guys, like what you were talking about, Julie, of like they're hunger striking over here, and now I have to go make my family dinner. I need to leave in a couple minutes to get my dog to her grooming appointment.
Listen,
Little
priorities.
Little Kira is a stinky furry mess, and I need to take her to be groomed. I know.
And DPD, yes, Paradise is on Hulu. It is. I know people are still anti Hulu. When they took Jimmy Kimmel back, I said, okay, I'm going to go back to Hulu because I don't have cable. It's like the only thing I have. So, and by the way, if you have Hulu, I hope also you are watching The Testaments. I didn't think that anything could come close to The Handmaid's Tale, guys. I didn't think that anything could come close, but The Testaments is excellent. And the performances, like there is nothing more there's nothing more powerful in this world than a teenage girl, and this show proves this in every which way. And it's also like it's so good, guys. And Margaret Atwood is just a genius, and she has a cameo in the season finale, which is great.
Oh my gosh! So I'm gonna have to get Hulu and watch this. The Testaments.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good, guys. It's and
anything. I haven't watched anything because my husband.
We gotta get you like I gotta get you like a little iPad or something, because even Hacks, like I was saying to you yesterday, I watched.
Oh my God, the season finale of Hacks.
God, I'm so behind on so much TV, but I have finally seen The Devil Wears Prada, so I understood the cerulean.
Thank God. Thank
now
God.
I need to go. I loved it. Now I need to go watch the second one.
If anybody here, oh sorry, I just want to just while you say that, if anybody saw Hacks, without giving away spoilers, the series finale, I just want to know what people thought, because I thought it was the most perfect ending of any show ever. Anyways, Dana.
But is it even more perfect than the ending of The Good Place, which will always be the most perfect ending show of any series I've ever seen?
I didn't watch
it. I've seen both, and I've got to say that the Hacks series finale is fucking
better?
Incredible TV.
Oh my God.
The emotional journey that one episode takes you on is harrowing.
Okay. I've got so much
disaster. I don't like Lawrence. I was up, I was down, I was up again.
I was literally yelling at the TV. Like I was crying and then standing up and yelling at the TV and then weeping with
and their performances, Hannah Einbinder and Jean Smart, the two of them, that scene where they're both on the couches and I'm not giving anything away, and she's like talking to her and she's angry. It rivaled the other scene a few seasons ago when she screams at her and is like, "I trusted you." And it's just, it's, oh my God, guys. It's like
Seattle native Jean Smart.
I watched this stuff and I'm like, this is why I wanted to be an actor. I watched this stuff. I'm like, that's why I wanted to be an actor. And also their full force in like anti-AI, as a lot of the industry is, and they're writing it into the shows, which we talk about how politics is downwind from culture. The culture people are saying, oh, hell no, you're not coming for us. And really starting to shame people who use AI, who create AI. And there's this great, and I'm not giving anything away, but one of the main characters who's a manager in this finale of Hacks, he's like, this is why we got in this business in the first place, was to do good work and to be storytellers and, essentially to make the world a better place. That's why we got into this business in the first place. And it's a beautiful show. It's so funny. It's so good. And this finale was just, oh man, just on another level.
Gotta watch that one. Okay. I'm going to go back like 15 or 20 topics to Children of Men, because I did go find the scene, the humanity scene, where the war is happening. This baby has been delivered, and in one take they show the baby walk through the crowd and how it pauses all the war. And I didn't bring it back up because the topic moved along, but I thought it would be a nice sort of strangely optimistic way to end. I'm just, you don't have to show it. Just, I'm going to share it with the chat. If you guys have not seen Children of Men, or if you would like to.
I've never heard of Children of Men until today.
God,
really?
it's so good.
Girl. girl.
You guys understand what happens at my house.
Yeah.
My husband comes home because he's a lawyer and he doesn't,
Yeah.
he's a news junkie. So he ends up watching CNN and MSNBC all night long,
Yeah.
or hockey, or football, depending on what the season is, or baseball. And of course, I want to be with my husband because I love him. So like, I don't go and do my own thing. So that's why I never have the opportunity to watch anything. And so I feel like Hacks, I've wanted to watch forever.
It's so good.
I know. The
I'm
only
jealous of you that you have 5 seasons of an
I know you get
amazing
to
show to
binge
watch.
this. Like
I
Me
love
too. I haven't started it.
What
Maybe
is it
we
on?
should do.
Hulu?
HBO.
HBO.
HBO. Okay.
Oh, I don't.
It's not TV. It's HBO. Remember that slogan? Very good.
Yes.
I have the clip here. Dana, I'll show it.
Okay. Wait, do we outro on that? Because or at least I will need to outro because I need to go.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
my
we'll,
dog.
we'll watch this and then we'll say goodbye on the other
Right.
side. Very quickly. Say goodbye. Here you go. Da.
You okay? How is she?
Annoying.
Move back! Fucking move back! Stop! Cease fire! Cease firing!
And there you have it.
Well, I'm gonna have to borrow Ralph again. Should I ever
Yeah.
acquire it?
Yeah.
I'm covered in goosebumps with that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Um,
stuff.
Okay, friends.
Yeah.
We've been at this for 2.5 hours. We are so grateful to everybody who hung out with us this whole time. I have got to make lunch for my husband here.
Yeah.
and
My
also
husband,
we-
I'm sending off to Europe in a couple hours, so I'm going to go spend some time with him. And luckily, I have
Oh.
family staying with me while he's gone. But he's going to Sicily to see the land of his people for his parents' 50th wedding anniversary. So
Oh,
very
that's
fun.
so
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Meeting him there?
Yeah.
Is his
I'm
sister?
sorry, what?
Is Jacqueline meeting
Yeah,
him there?
Jacqueline's going to be there too. Jacqueline's there.
Oh, I love
Mhm.
that. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's the 4 of them. So All right,
okay.
everybody. This has been wonderful. If you're here for the first time, if you're joining us on Substack, this is the Mayday Network here with Dana and Lawrence from the Daily Whatever Show. We hope that you will like and subscribe to this video down below if you're watching us on YouTube. And please subscribe to the Mayday Network, to Lawrence, to Dana, to Julie, to all the things in the Daily Whatever Show. And forget how many things I've said more than once, but subscribe to all the things. We love you. Thank you so much for being here. And please take care of yourselves. Take a moment to keep your sanity this weekend. Do something that you love. Do something that makes you happy. And and maybe call somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time. I'm sure they'd love to hear from you. So everybody have a great weekend. I'm Michelle Kinney. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.